Welcome to the Penny Bloom Podcast. Ain't another place that has got more bombast. Romp past your mom, dads, listening to Tomcats, talking everything that make you sad. We don't want that. We're here to make you smile. Put your mind at ease. Peace, love, and bloom, and always praise Keanu Reeves. This what we about. This some weeding now. We'll talk until we can't no more, and then we peacing out. All right, let's go. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. It's the Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast. Penny Bloom Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome in to the Penny Bloom Podcast. Today, we continue our top 100 favorite movies ever. This is part 8, the 20s, 20 through 29. So far, we've done 100 through 30. 70 movies, 71 technically. 70 movies, though, so far. And I am so very excited because, man, this shit is getting better and better. It's like I said, favorite movies ever. What's not to like here? It's all love. I'm Colton Robertson. I'm joined by Joseph George. What's up, homie?
Oh, what up, what up? Always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to have you. And like I said, if this is your first time here, this is our top 100 favorite movies ever. Mm-hmm. Neither me or Joe are equipped to tell you the top 100 best movies ever. Movies are a subjective medium, and we will be treating it as such. It's just our favorites here. And I think that's a lot more fun than trying to deliberate on what the greatest movies of all time are. These are my favorite movies of all time, and I think that's an important distinction heading into this top 30, you know, like I have a few that are, I don't think you would argue are the best movie, our top 30 greatest movies ever. In fact, I don't know that, like, I don't know what the top 30 best movies of all time are. Any of mine top 30 best movies of all time? I don't know. That's why I don't even want to fucking think about it. I'm going to think about my top 30 favorite movies ever. And that's how we're treating it. If this is your first time, I invite you to go check out the first 7 parts of the top 100, but if you're not going to each your own. It's not necessary. You don't have to have listened to it to get what we're about to talk about. It's just a nice little added bit of content there for you. So any first watches or rewatches or anything from your list or anything that ended up finding its way anywhere, or just
there was a watch that was going to be talked about this week that is no longer going to be talked about this week. It got pushed up. It pushed up into another tier.
Oh no!
Which I feel is
3 of those.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Dang. 3 made the jump, huh?
3 made the jump.
It's
they jumped ship.
You know, they can probably only do, like, movies up here. They're going to be like that. It's like they're up here for a reason.
You're fresh off a rewatch. It's one of your favorite movies of all time. It climbs naturally. That's just how these things go.
Oh yeah.
But I only had one first watch that would have made my top 100 to be sure, and that was There Will Be Blood, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, starring Daniel Day-Lewis and Paul Dano. Astonishingly well-made movie, and just so fucking good, and considered one of the greatest of all time. So I was glad I finally got around to it. Too late in this series to go ahead and add it, but wanted to give it its props. I also saw Bottoms yesterday, which was super fucking fun. The new Io Debris movie with Rachel Sennott and directed by Emma Seligman. It's super fucking fun, super funny. I also watched Duel yesterday. This is Steven Spielberg's debut movie. This is his first film, 1971. It's basically a monster thriller, but the monster is a giant truck and a truck driver just trying to chase down this fucking guy who has no idea what he did. Super fun movie, and if you have car anxiety, it might be the greatest thriller of all time.
Wow, that sounds incredible.
I have massive car anxiety, so this was like the perfect thriller for me. Duel, strongly recommend, especially if you want to get some more Spielberg under your belt. It's his first feature film. Can't go wrong there. But yeah, those are all the first watches. I had a few rewatches. Nothing that was lower on my list that would have climbed up here. I do have a rewatch that stayed right where it was at. You know, that was in this episode that I was like, I can't elevate that, not comfortably. You know, it's just
okay,
not the way it's gonna go. But
I don't know if I talked about it last episode. Maybe I watched it, but after I gave The Batman a rewatch. It was already not in this episode. Anyways.
But it's even more not in this episode now.
Yeah, exactly. After watching that, it's just that movie. So it ages like fine wine. That's just
so good, man.
Oh my god. But yeah, I watched The Batman, and I feel like I watched one other movie that wasn't Rise of the Silver Surfer. It was The Batman, and if I check my letterbox, A Clockwork Orange. I think I talked about that.
We talked about that last week.
Yeah, I talked about that. I saw The Batman before Clockwork Orange, so maybe I did talk about that already, actually.
Maybe briefly, but still.
But anyway, yeah, those have been the
worth
only
talking about again. I fucking love that movie. So you're even wearing the Batman shirt right now. You're rocking.
I am.
It, so,
yeah, that was I don't know. I just to have like 10 black shirts that all look exactly the same shade of black, and I just went in the middle and grabbed this one.
Grab one.
So, but yeah, will not be talked about this week, but it's still brought up because of how goated it is.
I'm rocking the Bo-Katan and Armorer shirt where they're doing a Kildabe kiss, and it says, "Do you respect my station?" Going full Mandalorian season 3, ship vibes there. I absolutely love them. So had to. I actually wore this shirt to Bottoms yesterday.
Nice.
It was like lesbian Fight Club movie. I'm gonna wear my lesbian shirt. That's what I'm gonna do. That's how I'm going to do it. But with all that, are you ready to jump in at 29 up to 20?
I think I'm ready. Yeah,
Let's do this then. What you got at 29?
This is will be the oldest movie on this round. Maybe my actual oldest movie on my entire list. Actually, now that I think about it,
yes,
it comes out from 1968.
Yeah.
And it's Stanley Kubrick. It's 2001, A Space Odyssey. I think that's comfortably my oldest movie.
I did some stat work last night, and so far, I can assure you it is. That will be your first 60 movies.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's... Sadly, let's see. Is Yojimbo before 68?
No, that was it would be. It was 1961.
Okay. So I guess... Yojimbo is probably the oldest movie I have seen. Because I haven't watched any other Kurosawa. But I guess Yojimbo would be the oldest movie I've seen. This one would be the next. That's for sure. And I've seen 2001 for a little bit longer as well. I've had multiple watches of this one as well.
That's nice.
And
what a good fucking movie, man.
Yeah, my dad recently tried to watch it. It was already pretty late at night, and he goes to bed at like 9 usually, like on work days, and even on the weekend he'll go to bed at like 9:30. He'll stay up like a whole extra, maybe 10. So it was already pretty late, and like he was like, "Yeah, I started to watch it, and I didn't know what the heck was going on." And then I was like, I just got to go to bed. He was like, and I'm like, no, I understand because like. That's where I was, like, for my first watch, I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it's like, you're with apes out in the middle of nowhere with a big black rectangle, and then you're like, okay, what the fuck was that all for? Cool, sure, and then you hop in with just in a spaceport, like airport, or dudes just traveling, they're saying so much space mumbo jumbo that you're like, dude, what the fuck?
The set design in that part though is so gnarly. Yeah. Like the little, it's like a business trip almost. It is treated exactly like an airport. That's a really good way to put it. Like the seats that are there and the long hallway and stuff, and just
the flight attendant
I'm coming by like, where you heading this weekend, pal? Like that whole thing. Like it is. Dude, that's such a good fucking movie.
Yeah, but then I mean the part that I think is like the best part of the movie is like whenever Hal is starting to kind of show his strength and be, becomes the villain of the movie. I think like it is a really slow burn he did seem like this very friendly robot that was just there to make sure everything was going well, knew all the relationships and all their had a few jokes with some of the crew, and then slowly starts to kill them all off. Which is just amazing. I don't know, like in '68, that the already thinking about like robots taking over and everything like that, and they could barely even beat a human in chess at all. Like at this point, like not even close. But like to have this, I don't know, like it's just a visually stunning movie. Like just like all the crazy space stuff that happened and like how they could do this all in '68. And then just a crazy way to end it too, to like that room that like is like all white and then like slowly transforms into like more and more of like a traditional like mansion bedroom, and then like he just appears as a fucking space baby floating out in space. Like, yeah, Kubrick has a way of just getting out there
in your mind
with his movies, yeah. But
he's always really timely too, like I had Dr. Strangelove earlier. That was his movie in '64. I think it was might not be his only movie certainly not his only movie, but the first movie right before 2001. I'm not sure, but that was the heart of the Cold War. And then 2001 coming out in 1968. The moon landing was in 1969, so like it's really present on everyone's mind, like the space race and stuff. Like he's got his finger to the pulse a little bit with stuff like that. That's fun. That's cool stuff.
Yeah. He knows the times, that's for sure. That he's, I don't know, but yeah, 2001, like just like just how he even got it done, like is nuts. Like everyone loves to point to like 77 for Star Wars and be like, yeah, this is like a moment in film that kind of changed the game, and like everyone was like, wow, everyone was just mind blown. But like I feel like this in '68 is kind of like,
I'm astonished.
Like, this is almost 10 years
movie,
before.
Man.
Yeah, this is like almost 10 years before Star Wars. Like that's a whole decade of technology.
A lot of the space stuff is seamless too. Like it's aged perfectly.
Yeah, like, and obviously some of it looks weird or like it's slow. Like I remember like the flight attendant like coming out getting a meal and like walking like in a circle.
In the circle,
you know, and like it's pretty slow, but like I don't know, it's just cool to like look at and like watch, like and I don't like all the, like it does just seem like space mumbo jumbo at first, and like it's just like I don't know, but then like it does just build this crazy world. Like it's like, yeah, the world would be so much different. Like it's the future. This is what they thought 2001 was gonna be like, man. Damn, what have we done?
What have we done?
what the hell, man? This is 2001. This is 22 years ago. That's sad.
Yeah, we do not have it like that.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know, just visually incredible. A cool villain. I like a good villain, and I don't know. Yeah, you're right. Very timely with the release of it as well.
That's a great way to start the 20s, man. Yeah, that's another overlap for us. I had that quite a bit of a ways back, 53. So just a little bit short of a 30 spot gap. I love that. I've got another pretty large gap with my 29. This is a movie that you said a ways back. This is I think we are now into this is number 6 of the 11 Wes Anderson films.
Okay.
This is where I have The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, directed by Wes Anderson, came out in 2004. This movie just moves me so deeply. I sob like a baby when I watch this fucking movie, man. Every time Bill Murray delivers the "I wonder if it remembers me" line, it just absolutely guts me, tears my soul asunder, and leaves me for dead. I just there's something so beautiful about the way it's crafted and the way that it's the heart that this film has. I love Jeff Goldblum in it. Considering I'm half gay, I don't think I was ever meant to be a great husband. And Bill Murray says, "Well, they say we all are." A little bit. One of my favorite little moments in that movie. I adore
blowing up an island, going in and just escaping all bullet fire.
Yep.
All gunfire.
Cool. I love the little animals, the little creatures, the little stop motion animation they do with all of them. The little seahorsey and the jaguar shark at the end with the little yellow submarine underneath is, just the music, the imagery.
Let me show you my boat.
Let me show you my boat. Yeah.
No.
Dude, I love Wes, and I'll never tire of his movies. And like I said, this is 6th, and it's top 30. So a 5th of my top 30 is Wes Anderson.
Yeah, I did have it quite low. Where did I have? Oh, there it is. Yeah, 61. Okay.
All right. So
but out of my Wes
gap,
I did have 3 below it. It is my 4th to last Wes, though.
Yeah.
But
not quite for me. It's 5th to last, I guess, or 6th. Yeah, 5th to last. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Kind of in the middle. It's that middle one. There's 5 after it, 5 before it. I love this movie, man. I adore it, and it will bring me comfort in times I need it. It will bring me pain in times I don't want it. It's just such a good movie. I love Owen Wilson in it. Ned Plimpton, what a guy.
You have more Wes this episode?
Yes,
I have 3.
As do
Wes this episode.
As do I. So he'll get some love. He'll get some love here. I've got 2 more Wes Anderson within this episode. And I'm very, very excited about that.
He'll get much love then. Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, I love The Life Aquatic, man, and I can't express that enough. Just how much I adore this movie. It's it feels so personal too. Like every time I watch it, there's this I love the way Wes keeps you at a distance almost stylistically, and the way that they compose dialogue and stuff, and it all feels so informational for a while, and then you get that moment where it just wallops you, and I wonder if it remembers me, and he breaks down, and everyone reaches for him. I love Cate Blanchett in this movie. Cate Blanchett's one of my favorite actresses alive or ever, and to have her in a Wes Anderson movie just makes me so very happy. There's so much to like here. Willem Dafoe, fucking incredible. So I love The Life Aquatic, and it had to be pretty high. So I got it here at 29.
Oh yeah. I don't know. It is, not looking back, it is a little low on the list, and maybe I bet on rewatch it'll rise up, because I see a few movies that are above it that I can definitely already see it going.
You can see it happening. Yeah, no, I've got a few of those myself.
That's the thing. Like the list back there, it's a lot more fluid, kind of. Like things can go up like 5 or 6 spots pretty easily. But like here, it's like if a thing's moving up like 1 spot or like 2, it's a lot. It's a lot different. It feels a little different. But okay, all right.
Yeah, the 3 that jumped out of this episode for me are just because I hadn't seen them in almost a year. Like that's why they jumped. Is like I'd seen everything else much more recently, and these happened to make that leap. But Life Aquatic, I watched this about a month ago, and rewatched it for, I would guess, the 3rd time. So fucking good, man. I love it so dearly. So I got it here at 29. Right.
Well, at my 28, moving on to a 52-year movie. A lot more newer one. This is 2019 Bong Joon-ho's Parasite.
Ooh, love
for
that.
Me. Yeah, this was one like that I on the 52-year, like whenever we were doing it, I was, because I think it was surrounded by Tick Tick Boom. Was that 2018? Is that Tick Tick Boom? Or was that 2017?
2021 actually.
Oh, it's newer. Oh wow.
2020 was Nomadland, and 2018 was Blind Spotting.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, I don't know. This one it seemed like, I don't know why. It was just like one that was just there that I was like, all right, we'll get to it. And like I've heard a lot about it. Like, and I think it just won a lot of awards or something. I heard its name just a lot, but like I didn't really hear anything about what the actual movie was at all. Like, I just heard like good, like the VFX was cool. I remember, like, it was like the main thing I heard. Like, it's VFX that you don't even think are VFX, but they're there, and it's like insane how seamless it is. That's about it, but nothing about the actual movie. And then just what it turned into is like, I don't know, this like crazy con story about, and then like involving like the different classes of like wealth as well is like and then like just the crazy twists it takes with a dude that's just chilling in a back room basement the whole fucking time. We have no clue. Like the shots they do of like doorways or like that pantry before like the dude is revealed to be down there, and it just like lingers on that doorway for a little bit, and you're like, what? You're like, what the like? What was that? Like, okay, strange.
One of the more haunting images ever is whenever his head just kind of dips above the floor a little bit.
Dude, yeah, like, oh, dude, like it's such like the movie just has like it's just such a unique movie. Like, I don't know, it's not like horror. Like there is a thriller aspect, that's for sure. But like it's nowhere near like a horror movie at all. I don't know. Like it's weird to describe this movie to other people, I'd say. Like if like but I want to recommend it so much. Like cuz
I'm with you. I'm with you. This is a movie that anybody and everybody should watch, you know. That's 100% the case. And it's a hard sell because the way that you want to sell it to people is the stuff that they cannot see coming, you know?
Exactly.
Like,
yeah, you can't talk about it.
I want to sell it to them as like it's actually, it's kind of set up as like a funny heist comedy for like the first half, you know? That's kind of like, that's kind of the vibe, you know? And that's all I want to say. But then like it becomes so much fucking more after that. It is on my list as well. It will not be this episode. I love this movie.
Yeah. Okay. I was wondering if it was going to be up there for you. Yeah, but this, I don't know. It was like a shocker on the project whenever we got to it. And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, this was not at all what I was expecting whatsoever. And I don't know, I remember like the scene where the family's all in like the living room just drinking, like kind of having like a fun kind of like family moment, and they're all looking at each other, and then they all have to like scramble and hide.
Yeah.
Or something
like
that.
They hide under the table as they like, talk shit and fuck on the couch. Like,
yeah, true. Yeah. Oh man, dude. And oh my God, that's right. That's what happens. The dad kills the fucking,
stabs him in the chest.
Yeah, just the husband, just like, oh my God. Yeah, that's, dang. That movie just it just goes out of, I don't know, a completely different direction than it once are. Because you're right, it is kind of like this, like, oh, look at how they like kind of con their way, and like they're like kind of just stealing, like taking money from this family. Like that's all it was. It was like, man, they knew how to fake a degree or a diploma from wherever, and it looked good enough. And you know, just they had a tutor, and then. You're like, oh well, you need an art teacher, right? Is that what the daughter went in for? Is like to teach, like
art therapist.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's right.
So her rates were higher. It wasn't just a tutor. It was art therapy.
Oh man, yeah. No, that's no. That movie's great. Just setting you up and thinking like, oh yeah, nothing seems like it could. I don't know. Just seems like an innocent movie, and then out of nowhere it just goes really dark and crazy. And I don't know, the dad ends up being the one that's down there in that basement room now. Whatever. And
what a great fucking movie.
Wrote him that letter at the end. Oh man,
it will be talked about again. Just won't be this episode. And that's one of the top tier my plans to rewatch before we get to it. So it might not even be at the time that I think it is now. So like
this is the one out of this episode that I feel that would benefit most from a rewatch. Every other movie I know pretty well, very well. I think I have on like maybe twice. I don't even know if I have given it a second watch after the project.
Man, that'd be impressive if this is the highest one viewer we have.
I think I watched it twice. I'm pretty sure I went back to watch it again, but it could. This is the only one that is for sure like only twice. I think every other one is way more than twice. I feel like, but yeah, this one is either 2 or maybe 1. But no, I don't know. That's good that it will be later talked about though. I figured as much though after we got to it on the project, but yeah. 28, a little bit above Space Odyssey, which is for a lot for me. That's a lot for me. Yeah, above. That movie has a lot going for it already for me.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, I'm going to stick with you in the 52-year journey through film, and it was mentioned in the discussion of Parasite just now. This is where I have Blindspotting, 2018, directed by Carlos Lopez Estrada. Just rewatched this pretty recently, within the last couple weeks, in anticipation of this podcast, and it stayed roughly in the same spot. I love Daveed Diggs. I have such a huge amount of love in my heart for Daveed Diggs. I love that guy. Such a talented dude. Love Jasmine Cephas Jones and Janina Gavankar and everyone involved in this movie. It's just it has that same sort of structure as a little bit like Parasite. I don't think it's quite as effective as Parasite, which is why Parasite will be a little higher, but it has this buddy comedy vibe for a little bit, and then it takes a really stark, dark turn, and it kind of keeps bouncing back and forth between those tones, and it does it incredibly effectively. Very good looking movie. It's just
His
so well
monologue,
written,
man.
Dude. Yeah. I love it. They like the bounce of it. Right? You know, it's the way you say it. See both pictures. I am both pictures. I loved it. I love Daveed Diggs, man. Been in my element, eloquent. Like the whole shit that he does is fucking insane. I love that movie, and I remember this is one that I saw in theaters, so it has a little bit of a long history with me. I saw it back in 2018. I remember we were in downtown Kansas City. We saw this at the Alamo Draft House when it was still open down in Kansas City, and we did not know what we were getting into. It was me and Tavares, and I believe his girl at the time, and we went and saw Blindspotting. Didn't really know what it was. Tavares was like, "Hey, heard about this new movie called Blindspotting. Let's go check it out." And I was like, "Fuck yeah, let's do this." We go downtown. We watch the movie. It obviously takes a really dark, relevant turn. And then just the ending, the way that it gets your heart fucking pounding, your pulse racing. You don't even know what to say for a little bit after. We walked from the Draft House to the Kansas City streetcar. About a 10-minute walk, I would guess. We didn't say a fucking word until we sat down on the streetcar.
Damn.
We sat down and we were like, I just looked at him and he went, "Fuck, man." And that was like we were like, oh my God, what a good fucking movie, dude. Whenever they walk out of the bathroom when he's trying on the Kill a Hipster Save Your Hood shirt and the kid in the living room is holding the gun.
Yeah.
And he's like, examining it in the way that you just like panic in that moment. Like, it is so effectively done, man, you know. And I love Jasmine Cephas Jones. Like I said, she's absolutely brilliant in that role, you know. The way she like talks to Rafael Casal in that moment, like you know, don't you think that if you talked to me about buying a gun, we'd be able to go ahead and I could have seen the situation coming and we could have prevented it. Don't you think that's possible? And he's like, yeah, shit, I'm sorry, man. You know, like just
I forgot about that scene.
No.
I forgot about that. That is just a heart drop of just like, no. Like, no. Like, we're not going there.
Like them, you know, like, and then going straight from that, they get kicked out of the house because she's like, get the fuck out of here. And then they get into a fight where he's like, you couldn't have said it was your gun for 2 seconds. They're like, no, I couldn't have. It was your fucking gun, okay? And then they get that notification that's been popping up multiple times about going to this party. So they go to this party, and it results in some guy getting into a fight. He gets into a fight. He picks a fight with him. He ends up pulling his gun, firing it in the air after beating this dude's fucking ass. They run off, get into a bigger fight. David takes the gun from him. And then after that fight, they separate and a cop car pulls up on David. And you're like, oh God, what's going to happen here? And thank God the car drives away. And then we cut to the next day and they go to that house. And like, it's just like thing after thing after thing where your heart is fucking racing. And, God, I love that movie, dude. So I had to have Blind Spotting on here, and it had to get pretty fucking high on the list. So I have it at 28. And this is going to be one of those episodes where every single one, when I talk about it, I'll go, God, I wish I put that higher. Every single one of them.
It's going to be like it. Yeah, I know it. No matter what.
Because I was doing it with Life Aquatic, and then I did it with this one. I was like, God, I wish that was higher. And I know I'll do it with like the next few.
Did you say this one? I don't know if you did. I don't think so. But on it's still a 52-year journey movie for me. I think, yeah, I believe so. Would be 95's Seven from David Fincher. Another David Fincher up on here. Gonna be nice to get The Killer from him soon. I don't know, I'm getting excited more for that. It's just like more and more little stuff's released for the movie, which is it's looking pretty sick.
It looks pretty dope.
Like apparently there's a thing with Fincher about like he kind of just goes off every other movie. Like someone was like, if it's an even Fincher number or an even Fincher movie, then you know you're in for a good ride. It might have been Audrey, I don't know, but like one of the was like you just know it's going to be good, and I guess this one is supposed to be good. Because I'm trying to think of like what's his most recent before? Would it have been Gone Girl?
That'd have been about 9 years ago.
That's 2014.
No, it would have been Mank. It'd have been Mank.
Oh, okay.
He got Oscar nominated for that. That was about the creation of Citizen Kane. That's what the movie was about.
Okay. But no, Seven. I don't know. I was talking about the Batman. I don't know. And it was like just the little cut like through the evidence tape and like stuff like that. Like just having like I don't know, just maybe some light inspiration, which was pretty cool for the Batman. But just talk about the movie itself. Like I don't know. I love a good crime movie. I love that. A serial killer like takes it up a notch for me. And especially if that serial killer is like trying to outsmart the police and like play like kind of like play a game. I love that shit for some reason. I don't know why. Like I love serial killer stories for some reason. And this one, like the first time, I think like the first watch, it's a movie that changes definitely. Pretty big, like on your second watch, but not knowing where it's going at all, and like just you have no idea, like he just every seven deadly sins. You can put he's gonna kill 7 people, like or whatever, but not knowing like just what's gonna be in the box, and like that he's part of it. He is the 7th death that he was knew was coming. Like it's I love when like all the pieces are just coming together. Like there's so many nasty things in this too. Like the dude that like was forced to eat himself to death, and then that one body that was just like decomposing in that bedroom for a long time with all the air fresheners. Yeah, how the fuck was he alive? Holy shit! And like it's like a lot of this stuff is fucked up. And partially, I guess that makes it better. Like I guess. If it's already a serial killer movie, I want it to be pretty twisted and kind of fucked up. But I don't know. I think it's just also like a very well-made movie as well. Like it's always raining. I don't know why. That just like adds to it. Like it's just like super shit. I love detectives as well, and it's Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt. just playing off each other the whole time, which I think is awesome. Like, I don't usually like Brad Pitt in a lot of things, but I think he does a really good job in Seven.
I've grown to kind of appreciate him a little bit more in a lot of stuff,
yeah.
too. Like, when he's got a director that he works well with, he is fucking good, man.
I remember watching Ad Astra. It was a pretty cool movie. I don't know, kind of forgettable a little bit. I kind of forget what happened, but, like, he was pretty cool.
No, like, that's considered one of his best roles.
Okay, yeah.
He does really well with Fincher, because he was in Fight Club and Seven, and, like, that's a good duo for him. Tarantino, like I said, Inglourious Bastards, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Very, very good work with him. I already said my personal favorite Pitt role was in Burn After Reading. Fucking love him in Burn After Reading. He's hilarious in that.
Yeah. I don't know. Climbing up the ranks. Brad Pitt. That's for sure. But I don't know. Seven, it's like Saw, but so much better. Like, I don't know. Like, Saw it's like at a certain point, you're like, all right, this shit's just kind of crazy, unbelievable. Like, it's cool and it's calculated, whatever, but I don't know, it just kind of loses itself. But this is just an evil killer. This is just a dude who is just killing, I guess, sinners,
Yeah.
Whatever. So it's like justified in his mind. But like, dude's just killing people and is crazy and wants to try to play the cops at the same time. And I don't know, I think like it's movies like this that maybe like kind of want to be a detective, but at the same time be like, no fucking way. Like having to deal with this. Like it was almost like personal. It was personal between like the detective and the killer. Like it's not like you're just this outside third party that gets to like, solve a murder or whatever. Like he was like personally in this one.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, no, like seems cool to be a detective and all, but I'd rather, you're
not in anything like this, Brad.
You get a lot more involved, just automatically. We talk about like how the superheroes, they always have to be like, oh, I can't actually love you to protect you from all my villains and everything. But like this is like an actual real world, like you're actually kind of putting yourself like in the line of a lot of crazy people. But I don't know, 7 from Fincher. I don't know. Fincher is just a sleeper director for me that I didn't know I liked a lot of his stuff, but he's popping up, and I can't wait to see what he's got cooking for us.
Yeah, we'll get to do a couple Fincher movies in anticipation of The Killer, as he's going to be one of our spotlight directors here soon. We plan on doing Fight Club and The Social Network, which I'm excited about because I've never seen that, so I'm excited for that. Yeah. But I'm continuing with one of my favorite directors currently and ever. At 27, I've got The Big Lebowski from 1998, directed by the Coens, specifically Joel Coen. I love Jeff Bridges, and he is absolutely incredible as the dude. The dude, man. Well, that's just like your opinion, man. Absolutely incredible film. I love it dearly, and it's just
he is just the dude.
He's the dude. Jeffrey Lebowski, known as the dude. The conflict of this film is that a gentleman named Jeffrey Lebowski, his wife owes some bad people a lot of money.
Okay.
So these people who are sent to go get it hit up this Jeff Lebowski, and they shove his head in the toilet. They flush him several times. One guy pisses on his rug. And he's like, I don't think that I'm the Jeff Lebowski you're looking for, man. I'm just the dude. And then the guys like kind of look at each other and are like, wasn't this guy supposed to be like super rich and it's just some dingy, shitty apartment? He's like, yeah, man, this is not my fucking house. Like, I'm not the guy you're looking for, man. Why'd you have to piss on my fucking rug? So basically, there's another Jeffrey Lebowski, the Big Lebowski, the actual Big Lebowski. That this guy, Jeff, the dude, has to go visit. He's like, hey man, all I want is a new rug. I need you to compensate me for my rug. That's all I want. They pissed on my rug, man. It brought the room together. It's extremely funny. Philip Seymour Hoffman again has an incredible role in this movie where he's the Big Lebowski, sort of like he's like Alfred. He's the butler, sort of.
Okay.
And he's just got some incredible deliveries because the dude insists on being called the dude. You don't call him Jeff or Mr. Lebowski or whatever. Like, so this guy who's speaking very formally, he's like, her life is in your hands, dude. It's just his name, you know, but it's fucking incredible. I love that movie. So John Goodman is incredible in it.
What you know,
Donnie.
Is this what you like when you think Jeff Bridges in your head? Is this like the first? This is what you see him as.
And once you see this, it'll make his performance, his other performances, and I know you have one later that you'll mention, but Iron Man when he's he built this in a cave.
Jebediah Stane. Is that his name? Stane or something like that? Obadiah. There it is.
Yeah. He's like that character and the dude could not be more opposite, which just kind of makes it like an Tron, incredible contrast.
Like I know him as Tron, like as Flynn, and like he's just a very stoic. Like he knew he was going to be trapped in there for a long time, so dude was just like, you know, he's go with the flow, man. You're messing with my Zen thing here, saying, you know, like he is very chill. But I'd imagine this is like an even chiller version.
This might be the chillest role of all time.
Yeah, I don't know. I need to see it, especially I don't know, just coming fresh out of Tron, it'd be.
Well, awesome. It's a classic, like it's classic Coen Brothers, where the conflict starts small. It's a simple thing, and then it elevates to a point where people are dying. There's drugs. There's death. Like it's just, it's hilarious, you know. And truly an incredible movie. I can't recommend it highly enough. This is one that was far lower, and then I gave it a rewatch a couple months back, and I was like, oh, that's gonna climb. So,
well, that is the same for the next movie. This is a movie that rose quite a lot on our most recent watch. We did watch it recently in preparation for Oppenheimer. We watched Tenet 2020 by Christopher Nolan, you know, the dude. And Tenet was, I'd say before we watched it, I'd say it would be down in like the 70s. 80s, I don't know. Like it was cool when I saw it, but I didn't really get it. I don't know. It just didn't click the first time I watched it. And then this watch we gave it for the spotlight. I'm like, "Oh my god. Whoa. This movie's like it's actually pretty freaking cool." Like it's
really like that movie, man.
It's clicking, and then I'm like, and then I watch it again, and then like I'm actually like crying at the end of like their goodbye. Like it's like it's been such a weird journey with this movie. Like starting as like, is this just overhyped? Like are people just overhyping it because it's Nolan? And like yes, it's like inarguably well made. Like it looks cool. He crashed a 737 into an airport.
The special effects are fucking gnarly.
Like I mean, it is like inarguably well made. But like I'm like
Robert Pattinson, which I just drool at the mouth over, especially in this role. This is probably the finest this man has ever looked. By the way,
yeah. But I'm like, did that story make any sense whatsoever? And I'm like, and like that was what I was boggling with in my mind after the first watch. I'm like, I don't know if I got that story at all. Like I got the bigger parts of like. Sort of at the end, but then like all these details of the art, you know, like the forgery of the art and then like all this other stuff. I'm like, is there something there that I'm just like, I don't know. It didn't all combine at all. But then that recent watch, I don't know, it changed everything, and it was so much more enjoyable. And I don't know, I've really really liked the movie since. And it seems like this is kind of the highest it can go. Like I don't really think it's climbing much more at all. These movies that are above it are pretty strong, but I don't know. It has just been climbing and climbing every watch that I've given it, and I don't know. It was a really nice stop on the spotlight to go there and because it was one that I kind of expected to kind of be like, meh, whatever. Like I'm just watching this movie again. Did not expect to love it so much more, but I indeed did. It elevated up to 26. So out of probably like I probably would have put it down with like, man, this 70s, 80s. That's too low. I was speaking blasphemy there. I don't think it would have dropped that low. More like 60s, 50s is what it was probably more feeling. But rose quite a way up to.
Yeah, I had it down at 88, which I've always thought was a fun little number for it to be, as it's the same forward as it is backward.
Oh, damn it! I should have made it 22 or 33.
Had to split the difference there, though.
Yeah, I just plop in the middle, I guess. But damn, I didn't even think about that.
I actually didn't either. I didn't notice it till just now. I don't think we even commented on it until like when it was at 88.
88, yeah, there it is. Man, came out in 2020. That's in the.
Oh yeah. I mean,
that's name forwards back. Or no, it's not at all
technically. But if you switch the 20 and the 20, yes.
Yeah,
Or
I was there for
02.
Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not the same backwards. I'm like, well, that actually doesn't work there.
It had released in 2002.
Damn. Nolan, a little bit too late on the game. That's okay.
18 years too late. But it's all right. I forgive him. Nah, I love Tenet, man. It's a good fucking movie. It's one that I've only watched twice, and I certainly will not only watch it twice. I'll be revisiting that in the future to be sure. That's a fun one, if nothing else, man. Like you just have a good fucking time when you're watching that.
Yeah, soundtrack's good too. Like I don't know, it is just well made. It's visually beautiful. The performances are great, and like even if you're not all in on the story, it was still good. Even on that first watch, I'm like, man, this movie was good. I just can't really tell you why. Story.
Yeah, you're like, I think I get it, but I don't know that I got it.
Yeah, it's like the actor's great. It looked awesome. Sounded well. The sounds were kind of muffled, the voices, but like music wise and like whatever was great. But then like story wise, I'm like I can't really tell you why it was good, but I think it was. I'm pretty sure something was in there, and something was in there. And it's just it keeps getting better on watches. So, but yeah. There's my man, that's crazy. 26. Like we're almost at 25.
We're almost to the top 25, baby. I'm last one outside the top 25 for us. You got any space or alien movies in this episode?
Oh yeah. Oh, I got one coming up. I had a Space Odyssey to start it off.
Oh yes, naturally.
So I had that one, and I got one more cooking. So I got two space movies.
I too have a space movie and an alien movie, and I'm going to start with the alien movie here at 26. This is where I have Steven Spielberg's E.T., the Extraterrestrial, from 1982. This one is pure fucking movie magic, baby. Like it's so fun. It puts a smile on my face ear to ear. That John Williams score that you know you're going to love, and then it anchors every moment exactly how you're supposed to feel. It lets you know. Spielberg is such a talented filmmaker, and another one where the cast is led by mostly kids, you know, which makes it a lot of fun to see them kind of go on this sort of coming of age adventure together. And man, it's just a genuinely great fucking time. You get like a 6-year-old Drew Barrymore in this movie. She's gone on to be quite the actress. But it's just
this one pains me to say that I haven't seen it. Like I've seen it at years ago, 4 years old, 5 years old, when my memory first turned on. So like I don't remember. Like it scared me more than anything.
Oh yeah, it scared the shit out of me when I was younger. Yeah. This is not one that I've had a long relationship with. It's one that I watched when I was younger. It scared the living hell out of me because E.T. was a freaky little piece of shit. And then I watched it. I only rewatched it for the first time in years, just probably a month ago. and it found its way pretty high on my list immediately.
Mm.
The best advice I can give anyone who does not have a long relationship with this movie and is tuning in now is just enter it with that childlike wonder that you'd go into like Star Wars with, you know, like the way you're supposed to watch that sort of stuff is just like, man, let's have some fucking fun. And it's emotional as all hell. It makes me feel very, very deeply. The older brother character is one that I've always like, I found myself relating to a lot because he's just kind of, he picks on his little brother and he has a good time with him. But like when it matters, he's like, he holds it down for him the best he can. I always love that character, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a big blind spot, but I'll definitely, I don't know, Spielberg. I'm getting all of his filmography. There's the word I'm looking for.
Oh yeah,
I'm getting all of his filmography anyways, even if it probably won't take a spotlight for me to still go.
This is
Spielberg.
This is top 3 Spielberg. I've got one in the 20s, one in the 10s, one in the top 10. So I've got.
I need to see some movies from Spielberg. That's for sure. I guess
he's got a fantastic filmography, man.
He produces a lot of fucking.
Oh, he's a prolific producer. Yeah,
insane. Holy shit. But man, yeah, Spielberg. He's got the juice.
That's man, sure. And it's just like I said, movie magic. You're watching it, and it's pure unadulterated joy. Like just. Like I said, childlike wonder. It produces just all the serotonin and the endorphins you could look for, and I love this movie, man. I can't recommend E.T. highly enough for those who haven't seen it or those who are hesitant to dive back into it if it's been a long time, you know.
Right. Yeah. Well, we're staying in space, kind of, off Earth, I guess you could say. To break the top 25, this is 2015's from Ridley Scott, The Martian.
Ooh, okay.
I love me some Martian. I feel like this is, like, I guess, yeah, that always boggles my mind, that Interstellar came out in 2014. I don't know why. It seems like Interstellar is like a 2017, 2016 movie. And like in my head, I'm like, yeah, The Martian like walked so that Interstellar could fly. And then like actually in reality, Interstellar comes out first. So it's like, oh, whatever. I just like Interstellar
like a
much more.
Sequel almost, it feels like.
Yeah. But I don't know, The Martian, it is still in its own right very, very good. And like it's, I don't know, just more of like, you know, Interstellar, that's way out there, going through a wormhole, different solar, everything, black hole, crazy shit happens in Interstellar. This is just Mars, you know, like, and it's not like that far out there. It's like, well, yeah, we've had some missions on Mars, and this is like another crew that's going, dude just gets stranded, and like, it's kind of like a Castaway, like Tom Hanks, but like way cooler because it's on Mars.
Yeah, it's on Mars,
not just like on a and Matt Damon, like we've been talking about how he gets like a lot of these like side roles, supporting roles that he's just so good at. But this, I don't know, he was all by himself, like having to do his own thing, and he played this part perfectly. Like, I don't know, I think like just I think a lot of movies that I love is like if anything is like pure, like has that pure exploration or explorer vein, or I don't know, it taps into that. Like I love that. Like Indiana Jones. Like that's just, you gotta just, it probably booby traps and shit, but you just gotta know it's life threatening. But we gotta know we're just natural explorers. It's just what we want to do. I don't know, maybe not all of us, but like I feel like there's something deep down that just makes people want to explore. And like Mars, that's just like, it might happen in our lifetime. That's like kind of crazy that like we could have some humans on Mars. If we do send a human, they're not coming back. Like they're staying there. Like we don't have that technology yet to go both ways for a little, like quite a while, that's kind of crazy. Also, The Martian has Donald Glover in it, which is really cool. Throws a nice cherry on top. He's the one that gives him the idea of how to get to Mars a little faster using slingshotting the rocket, using gravity's little boost. Gotta love that.
Chastain, which creates another connection to Interstellar in most people's heads. Matt Damon and Jessica Chastain kind of crossing over in both those movies.
Yeah, Matt Damon a lot more likable in this one.
Yes.
Doesn't have anyone to turn against. He is fighting for his life. He can't go to cryo sleep and just wait it out and wait for people to get there. He's got to grow potatoes, and that's all he's got. He's eating potatoes over and over again, and then has to communicate with Earth, and it takes like 8 minutes, or I don't know, it's like 8 or 30. I don't know why those numbers are sticking out, but like between transmissions, that's how long they have to wait. It's like one to one letter, wait 30 minutes for the next one, and like, oh my god, like the technicalities of space travel and all that shit is just so cool to me. And like, it's just a really cool highlight of like maybe what could happen. Like let's make sure this doesn't happen if we do go to Mars. But I love like just whenever everyone on Earth, like down back in Houston or wherever NASA was, it's like they're all just working together. It's like you have so many people on the ground like trying to help them out, do anything they can, but like at the end of the day, they can't really do much other than be like, well, yeah, we'll send a mission on your way, but like you're still on Mars, and we're on Earth, and that's just kind of far away. Can't really do much for you. But
yeah,
I don't know how you don't go a little crazy. He did go a little crazy, I guess. Slowly started to go, I don't know, a little bit crazy, but he held his cool pretty well, for being the only one on an entire planet for like a year. Like maybe it was like 2 years. Forgot how much. Like I don't know. I need to watch this movie again.
I've only seen it once, and it was probably almost a decade ago now, so it didn't make my list.
Wow.
But,
yeah, it is 2015.
I think it was 2015 or 16 when I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've seen it. I think I saw it. I definitely saw it in school. I don't know if that was the first time I watched it, but this was a school movie.
It's the only time I watched it was a school movie, yeah.
Was a school movie, I think, and then I watched it like on my own because I liked it so much. I think I have the DVD of it, I believe. So, Sebastian Stan? Is it Sean Bean?
It's a ridiculous cast, man. Kristen Wiig.
Jeff
Daniels, Michael Pena, Kate Mara.
Damn.
Chiwetel Ejiofor, Benedict Wong, Naomi Scott, Mackenzie Davis, like,
damn. Yeah, I don't know. I love me a good space movie. And this one is not my favorite space movie, but is it second? No, well, that's space. Yeah, I don't really think of it as a space movie, but that is space. It's kind of space. Another kind of, and then 2 definitelys. I have 2 space movies that are above this. Definitely space movies.
I'm guessing 2 alien movies other than that.
There's an alien movie. Yeah. I don't know what to call that one. Yeah, I don't know. But, I don't know. I love me some Martian. And I think this movie is a great showing of how Matt Damon can shine as the lead actor in a movie, and not. I don't know, his supporting roles are great, and I think he does. I don't know, that's kind of his vein. It seems it's kind of like his sweet spot.
Yeah, once a decade he'll come out and lead a film, but beyond that, he's like 90s. Sure, I'll do Good Will Hunting. Sure, I'll buy a zoo.
Yeah.
10s, yeah, I'll go to Mars. It's just kind of how he does it.
And then it'll be Jason Bourne.
Oh yeah, well. Jason Bourne for the aughts for sure. Yeah, that was
pretty sick. Yeah, I mean he's got some, right? Yeah, he's Jason Bourne. As a kid, I would get him and Mark Wahlberg mixed up.
It's the Bastin stuff.
Yeah, it was so. They were the same person in my mind.
Wicked.
for the longest time.
Wicked similar.
But yeah,
I got to pack the car and Departed.
Depart. Oh, that's right. He wasn't Departed. Oh yeah. The Departed.
The Departed. You know, I'm gonna pack my car and go see Departed.
But man, that's the top 25 cracked.
All right.
It has been cracked, and I wonder what will be on the other side.
The other side is now we're into the top 5 Wes Anderson.
Aha! Let's see. Do I have 5 left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 left. Okay. For me.
All right.
So, but I will get to my top 5 in this episode. I'll get to my top 3, I think.
All right. Yes, I after this episode, I will only have 3 remaining. This is got my 5 and my 4 here. But this is where I have Fantastic Mr. Fox 2009, directed by Wes Anderson. Had to be top 25. It was like it has to be. That's it. It will be. It will be the top 25. I love this movie, man. George Clooney is too good. Like there's not many movies that I would describe as hypnotic. And this is kind of what, like, there are a lot of movies where I feel I can pay attention, look at my phone, do all this, and like just kind of like this is simultaneously a brilliant background movie. You like turn it on as a background movie, and then whatever else you're doing, it stops being background. It is now what you are doing. You are watching Fantastic Mr. Fox now. It reels you in, it pulls you in, and it keeps you, man. It's beautifully well done. It's gorgeous to look at. The score is brilliant. The performances are astounding. Like, it's just everything you love about Wes Anderson is here. You know, it's got that heart. The only reason it does fall to 5 of my Wes Anderson movies is simply because it doesn't make me cry the way the other ones do.
That's true.
My top 4, there are points in it where I feel like, oh, am I ever gonna stop crying? Sort of like once the movie ends, I'm like, oh, I'm still crying. Oh, that's interesting.
This is fair.
Might have to unpack that. Not with Fantastic Mr. Fox. This one just brings me a great deal of comfort. It makes me extremely happy. I love the way they fight Bogus Bunsen Bean. One fat, one short, one lean. One fat, one short, one lean. These horrible cooks are different in looks, but nonetheless equally mean. Yeah. Hard. Yeah, love that shit.
The soundtrack does just go so... Wes is always so good with the like sounds of his movies.
I think so too, man. And I think he explores like it's this like minimalist aesthetic while also doing the most to evoke this feeling from you where you're just like you're entranced, you know, you're just kind of like, what?
Yeah, teleported into this world.
Yeah, man, it's gorgeous. I love Fantastic Mr. Fox, and this is personally, I mean, one of my favorite comfort, like Wes movies. When it comes to Wes movies, these top 5, they're all comfort movies. I will watch these anytime, anywhere. If it's on, or like someone's like, "You want to watch this?" It's like, yes. You know, like, yeah, I want to watch that. You're never going to catch me going, nah, I don't really feel like that. Like, yes, I will watch that with you right this fucking second.
Hour 27 as well. Ooh. Man, it's so good.
I love an hour and a half. These Wes's movies make me question why any movie needs to be long, which is like, don't get me wrong. I love a long movie. I'm not going to be like, oh no, it's 3 hours. I can't see it. No, I fucking love a 3-hour movie too. I have no complaints. And I would love a 3-hour Wes Anderson movie, but I'm often watching stuff like I've been scrolling through like Marvel stuff lately, and like, I'll come across a movie and I'm like, why on earth is this 2 hours and 20 fucking minutes, dude?
Yeah.
We could have gotten this done in an hour and a half, and I know we could have. And that's just like, that happens every once in a while. And, that's what Wes's movies have kind of made me realize a little bit more, is that runtime. If you use it efficiently, man, you can really, really get some shit done. And Fantastic Mr. Fox is a great example of that, man. It's
like melted gold.
It's like melted gold.
I got some apple juice. No alcohol in here, but just
we're not coming down here for apple juice. We're coming here for the finest alcoholic cider money can buy.
I'm fine with apple juice. Every time I drink it now, I hear like melted gold in my head. Every time I take a sip of apple juice, it's what I think of, and I'm like, man, it's kind of right. Like,
it's my job.
It's kind of.
I love Willem Dafoe in that fucking movie, man.
So
being security, what's that? It's my job.
My job. Yeah,
that
came out
incredible.
Swinging. Yeah, no, this is it's in my top 5 Wes movies. That's for sure.
I knew it would be. I'm very, very confident that we've got. I think we'll only have one overlapping in the 20s here.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah, because I don't think you said Life Aquatic a while ago. I know you'll say Fantastic Mr. Fox later, and I think my next one, it's also in your 20s. I'm pretty confident in that. But yeah, man, I had to have Fantastic Mr. Fox here. Had to be top 25. Managed to sneak it in there at 25, and I'm very, very happy with where that's at. But yeah, so you're 24. What you rocking with there?
All right, it's the first Wes of the episode for me. One of 3 of the episode. And this one, I kind of go back and forth. I have 2 Wes's in a row right here. And I kind of go back and forth on these ones. But I think this is where I stand. I think. 24 is 2012's Moonrise Kingdom.
Okay.
I know. This one, this is to the point in Wes's movies where I feel bad for putting one below any other one.
Right. Yes,
so it's immediately like, oh fuck, like shit. Like I love this movie so much. It's so cute. Like I'm defending this movie at 24 is the thing. It's like I'm feeling the need to defend it. But it's just the other ones I get more. I get out of the other ones.
I get that.
But in no way to discredit Moonrise Kingdom. It
24
happens to be 5 out.
My 5 was Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Or is this 6? I think this might be 6.
Oh, yeah.
Because I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 left, so this is actually 6.
Oh wait, Fantastic Mr. Fox was actually my 6 as well.
Okay,
my
so
next one is my 5.
Okay. So we're both at our 6s. So yeah, your 6 is Mr. Fox, mine Moonrise Kingdom. And like Moonrise Kingdom, it's kind of like in a similar vein as Fantastic Mr. Fox. It's like it's a lot more of like the comfortable Wes movie. There is like a slight kind of heart race at the end, like on first watch that I was fucking so scared for. And then whenever it's all good and like nothing bad's gonna happen at the end, it's so much better on second watch. It's just so cute and I don't know, like I do absolutely adore this movie. It's like it's just so fun. Ed Norton, I think, just had it like everyone just looked like they had a fun time, just like camping out there. I don't know, and like the tent, like watching it again, like realizing like the colored tents that were on, like the yellow and green,
the yellows,
of the movie,
the greens,
is really
God,
like
I love Moonrise Kingdom, man.
Yeah, it's so visually, just every Wes movie is visually beautiful, and then like this one's just really fun as well. There's no like extreme tragic moment that is like, oh my fucking god, I'm a mess like now. It's like there's nothing that like tears your heart out. There's like moments that you almost like you think those things for a second, but then it's all okay. I don't know, and like just a really, really cute movie.
I love that movie.
That just so happened to be 6 for Wes.
I love Moonrise Kingdom, and the lead there, Jared Gilman, is actually responsible for one of our probably our biggest tweet of all time.
That's crazy.
As I quote tweeted one of his posts, and he gave it a like and a retweet, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, and then that went on to not blow
he had
up,
some
but
good
well,
Oppenheimer memes. Some good.
he's
a great follow.
A funny fucking guy on
He's
Twitter.
a
You need to
great
follow
follow.
Jared Gilman. He is hilarious.
He posts the most random shit too. Like you don't know what to expect from him. Like,
I follow him on Letterboxd, and his his review for Moonrise Kingdom is extremely funny because I have no idea what the fuck it means. So this is July 16th, 2021. He posts a Moonrise Kingdom review on Letterboxd that says, everyone was enjoying things until I forced them to watch the scene from Son of the Mask when Jamie Kennedy, as the titular Mask, sings Frankie Valli in every musical genre known to 2005. Then things got heated. 5 stars. What the fuck is this man talking about? That's hilarious. I have no idea what that means. That's why I love him.
That's an encoded message or some shit. I don't know. He's doing some Boy Scout shit with that one. I don't think that one can be explained.
Oh man. You had a pretty good 9/11
I have no
tweet.
idea. Like, maybe that's from, wasn't it based on a book? Maybe?
Nope.
Was that even based on a book?
It was not.
Okay. All right, Jared.
I'm assuming it's a story from On Set. That's why I'm like, I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about. But it's
an
very,
inside
very
joke
funny. Yeah.
Sort of thing. Yeah. Only the real ones know, I guess.
There was a
We're not in the
reunion
club.
interview between Jared Gilman and Kara Hayward a few months back that they it was cute to see them like fully fucking grown up. Jared Gilman has like a thick ass beard, and it's like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, it is weird. Yeah, I will kind of. I guess this came out 2012. Okay, yeah, that is weird to think about. I'll just always see him as the kid in Moonrise Kingdom, but every time I see his Twitter profile picture, I'm like, oh yeah, he is a real human being that ages normally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, like he's our age. That's
so weird.
Yeah, no, like I have him forever distilled in time in my head as a 12-year-old, but then like he's literally like in theory, if we met, we would probably be friends. You know?
Yeah, he's probably he'd be so chill.
Seems like it. But yeah, no, Bruce Willis, Ed Norton, Bill Murray, Frances McDormand, Tilda Swinton. I love Jason Schwartzman's role in that. I know I give him props on every single thing he's in. But Cousin Ben popping up and officiating the wedding, one of my favorite parts of that movie.
Yes. Oh man. That movie is so much happens there at the end. It just kind of snowballs. You get like what's Jared's character's name?
Sam Shakusky.
Sam, that's right. Sam going off and almost killing 7 Boy Scouts.
Susie stabbing a guy.
Yeah. We don't see what happens, We just see some weird, an arrow fly across the screen, something. But yeah, I don't know. He goes crazy. He gets struck by lightning. I thought he's dead at first. Like two almost heart attacks that I had on the first watch of him. I thought he just fucking died when he got struck by lightning. 2, I thought they actually jumped off at the end there and they weren't going to be saved. And then on second watch, it's much nicer knowing that this lightning strike doesn't kill the boy immediately and that he's all good and that they survive at the end of this. And it's all happy at the end.
It's all happy and good.
It's all good. Just 2. First watch versus second watch, very, very different. And I don't know. I much prefer the second watch than the first, which is, I don't know, on most Wes movies, I don't know. That's the first watch is usually always the most mind blowing or like the most like euphoric that you'll ever get on one of his movies. But this one was kind of like more euphoric on the second watch. Whenever I noticed all the color.
You're just comfortable, and
I was like, I knew the story. It was, I don't know, it was very
There's such
nice.
intimate storytelling there with just so many different characters, and it's I adore that movie. It will not be this week. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But
okay,
I do also have a Wes movie at 24, and I got excited. That was my sigh. that I was hoping we had the same one. I'm assuming it's your 23.
24
24 is where I have the Darjeeling Limited from 2007.
We were so close.
Yep. So
man.
Close. Yep. I have the Darjeeling Limited at 2007 at 24 here. So it is your 23. I had that right?
Yeah, it is. Oh man, we were so close. This was one that I was going back and forth on.
I know. I got so excited, and then you said Moonrise Kingdom.
No. Oh, we almost did it. And this would have been such a cool one to line up on.
I know. But still, I love that it's in the top tier with Barbie now. One away from each other, just the same. And exactly the same. I had it one spot below you. And I find that fitting. The Darjeeling Limited is dude, I fucking adore this movie. This is the one this is my most recent Wes rewatch, the Darjeeling Limited. Absolutely fucking love the Darjeeling Limited, dude. It's I somehow always forget when I'm watching a Wes movie that all my emotion is like pent up until the last few minutes. But even as like I feel like I'm watching the Darjeeling Limited and I'm like, there's a lot of moments where I'm like, God, I feel like this should be like affecting me in a way that makes me cry right now. And then I get to the end and I like cry all the way through the credits and I'm like, oh, okay. No, that was that's where this was supposed to I get it. Okay. Yeah, all right, that's right. I remember now. And that's what happens with every single one, and that's especially what happens with the Darjeeling Limited, man.
Yeah, you know it's coming. It's like the first watch, you're along for the ride, and it still makes you cry. Like, just it's that good. But then the second time, it's like, you know that cry's coming, and you're like, I'm waiting for it. Like it's such a good feeling. I don't know. It's just a beautiful movie. This is like it is fun, just like kind of like Three Stooges on a train ride across the country. You know, kind of fun for a little bit there, just like on the train.
Takes another one with just that tone switch that hits you like a ton of bricks.
Boom. Kids across the river or a stream, and then that movie is different from then on.
Look at these assholes. I think is what Jason Schwartzman says when they're trying to cross the river, and then they fall, and they just like I can't remember who yells it, but one of them goes "Go!" and they all like go to they all find their own kid. Adrian Brody is my favorite Adrian Brody performance of all time. He's so fucking good in it.
Yeah.
Frankly, I think you can make a case for any three of these guys it being the best performance of their career. Like it's so damn good. Jason Schwartzman's incredible. Owen Wilson. I mean, I love Owen Wilson's like control freak. He's probably the most like Wes Anderson character in this movie, you know, where he's got this really clipped, control freak sort of vibe going on.
Laminated the itinerary card.
Yes.
Sort of. Oh yeah. He's serious.
God damn, man. When we get to the end of the movie and they're all shaven and stuff in the mirror and he's slowly taking off his bandages, and like this time I always love watching like a different one of them every time I watch, like in different situations, just to see what they're
like the whole movie, like focus on one.
No, but like just kind of bounce around and find someone who I'm like, oh, I've never really paid attention to you during the scene, but during that scene, naturally my eyes are always on Owen Wilson as he's taking off his bandages. But this time, like this most recent time, I was like, I want to watch Jason Schwartzman and Adrian Brody, and it made me break even more watching him take the bandages off than watching Owen Wilson take, because like just thinking about the brothers who are watching their brother, their older brother too, who they likely at one point looked up to and stuff, and seeing him in the state of vulnerability. Jason Schwartzman like looks at him in the mirror, and you could like watch his face like kind of just like sink as he like kind of realizes just how bad it is. And Adrian Brody never looks away from his face the entire time, and it's just like, oh dude, it's so good. And I guess I got a little more healing to do, but you're getting there. Oh dude, it kills me, man. And then Just, I mean, like, the entire ending, I don't know what it is, but, like, especially once we've had that conversation about it and we've kind of deduced what a lot of stuff means and how we kind of came to the conclusion that Owen Wilson's character probably attempted suicide, and that's what that was a result of, and the idea that Bill Murray is actually their dad, and it's kind of a manifestation of their imagination or Adrian Brody's imagination and stuff, and then seeing all this, like, it's just, it's so fucking good, man. And
letting their baggage go at the end.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
literally.
that's the one. That's the one, man. They do that, and I'm all set.
God, dude.
And it perfectly mirrors something that I didn't really catch until this one. When Bill Murray is chasing the train at the beginning, he runs up and he goes, "That's my train." And he runs and he doesn't let go of his baggage, but then they run up to the ticket booth and go, "That's our train." And they run and try to catch it. And like, it's just a perfect, like, I didn't realize that even the lines were the same, but mirrored, you know, like, dad's bags aren't going to make it. Dude, I love it.
Yeah. It's so good. Man, we were so close to lining up. This one was going back and forth so many times. This was like, which movie do I like more? And I think it was just that I think I get more emotional payout from the Darjeeling Limited. Like, it's just, it feels more complete.
It does.
Moonrise is right there. It's right there. It is a fun time. It's nice and easy to watch. But I don't know. I like the Darjeeling watch a little more. In my opinion, just barely though. They're right there.
No, and this is one that I actually had below the Darjeeling on my most recent watch. Like, prior to this, it was floating around Fantastic Mr. Fox. I mean, it still is. It's 24 where Fantastic Mr. Fox was 25, but it was floating kind of below it. And then I watched it, and it just, like I said, it was the night before we left to go to that wedding this past weekend, and Emily was just sitting on the ground, like, painting her nails or something, and I'm watching the end of the movie just...
Yeah.
I'm just fucking sobbing over here, and I was like, God damn, I love this fucking movie, man. And it's just special. It's just special. But yeah, that's what I got at 24. It's what you got at 23 then.
Yeah. So I guess you're 23.
That's right. All right. But rolling right into it, this is one that you've already said. Got a little bit of a gap here.
Okay.
I enjoy this movie a great deal, and the more and more that I've deliberated on my list, the more it's actually risen. It hasn't fallen at all. It's just kept going like a little bit up and up. Every time I'm adjusting something, it's one of those ones where, like, even if I've rewatched something that was like below it, I'd be like, oh, well, I want to move this up here. And then I'd be like, wait, but I like this more than that. So I'm going to go ahead and move that up with it.
Yeah.
23 is where I have Lady Bird 2017, directed by Greta Gerwig. I love this fucking movie, man. Saoirse Ronan and Laurie Metcalf just absolutely dominate most of this film. And another hour and a half one that's just such an easy watch, and it's another one of those that just makes me feel so deeply. Definitely a couple cries throughout this movie. I love Beanie in this one. Some people just aren't built happy. I love Timothy Chalamet in this. That's hella tight. It's one of my, like I've said on numerous occasions, one of my favorite line deliveries ever. That's hella tight. There's just so much to like about the movie, and the fact that Greta Gerwig has just continued to elevate as far as scale with every movie she makes. To have started with such an intimate film that's kind of like a, semi-autobiographical. It reminds me of Spielberg's like Fabelmans and stuff like that. Like it feels so deeply personal, and I just adore stuff like that. Like I said, Saoirse Ronan, I fucking love her. So her leading this movie, it's kind of infinitely rewatchable for me, which is something I didn't exactly take away from my first viewing of it. But then I watched it a second time and I was like, oh, I love watching this movie. And then I watched it a third time like a day later.
Damn.
You know,
Yeah.
so it was just kind of like one of those where I like watched it and then I watched it and then I watched it and then I watched it. And it just kind of spiraled like that for me. And it's one that like on paper, I would not have thought like top 30, top 25, you know? But as I was like making the list, I was like, I don't know, man, I fucking love this movie, you know? And it just found its way up here and I'm very happy it did because I like I love whenever there's a little bit more of a contrast between our lists as well. I like the big gaps. I think that's fun. I like when we have stuff in common, but it's not in the same spot. And but I also like when we have stuff in common. It's very close. It's just fun. But yeah, man, where did you have Lady Bird again? Was that 50s or 60s?
65.
Ooh, big gap here.
Yeah,
so this is what 42?
65 to 23. Yeah, that is 42.
Pretty fat gap.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I've only seen it the one time that we covered it. Maybe that is it. And
that will help. Yeah.
Rewatch will help her out. I mean, it's above two West movies. It's right by it.
No, like, I mean, shit, dude. Yeah, like it's that good. Like after one viewing, probably be down there for me too. But now I've watched it 3 or 4 times, and it's just every single time I watch it, it just kind of it just elevates. It gets better and better for me. I think Greta's such a fantastic.
That prom night was so cute.
Oh yes,
going out with the friends.
That was cute.
And then the mom at the airport.
Oh,
I remember
that shit wrecks me. She's
sucked.
too late, you know?
Yeah, that sucked. That did suck.
Dude, it's such a good fucking movie.
Yeah,
I could just watch it and I could watch it and watch it and watch it and watch it and never get tired of it. And there's not a lot of movies that are quite like it that I have above it. You know, this is such an intimate, it's not like high fantasy or anything. Like it's just a little coming of age movie that you know could absolutely probably did happen and absolutely could happen. So it's just I don't have many like that above it. Maybe one.
That's true. That is not many movies are like that at all. That are that good. Like I don't know. It is a unique movie amongst the movies that are up here.
Yeah, no, for sure. I love me some Lady Bird, so I had to get it involved. And 23, it felt like the right spot. I went ahead and put it above most of my West movies. Still got the West top 4 to go, but
I do as well. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 4. 1 will come this episode. Not yet, though. As for 22, I will head to a movie that has already been said. I believe. Yes, you have set it down at your 71. It is 1997. Good Will Hunting by Gus Van Sant.
Yeah.
I don't know. This movie was just an immediate cry off first watch.
Dude.
Oh my god. I don't know. I was taken back by this movie whenever I first watched it, and then I think I've probably seen it 3 times now total. It's either 3 or 4. I don't think I've done it the 4th time though. But man, I don't know. It's just I don't know what it is. It's just this perfect combination of so many things. I guess I was talking about Matt Damon, and how a lot of these side roles and stuff. He's definitely the lead in this movie. I was thinking if Robin Williams would be the supporting role in this movie, right?
Yes, yeah.
I'd say yeah. So I mean, I got another Matt Damon lead movie here, I guess, and I don't know. I think he just did a phenomenal job just acting here, and then just like it's just more of like a there's coming of age of like high school, and like about to go to college, and like we're about to start adulthood, and then there's like this kind of part of coming of age of like realizing what you're gonna do with your life, and you are you're not just like college is still like an adult trial. Like you're still like on trial. You're not really there yet. But then like once you're on your own and like you're about to be faced with like big decisions and like what you do in those very, very crucial years. Like that's like a coming of age story that I just absolutely I think that it's hard, like it's harder to make a movie about that second coming of age, I'd say. Like it's because it's kind of easy, or not easy, but like it's way easier in my mind to be like, oh, high school, like those are the good old days. Like I'm already in on whatever this movie is because it'll remind me of the good old days that I had in high school. But like no one really has like the good old days in college. Like college or like just that age time of your life it's pretty tough. Like I don't know, it's never usually like unanimously, oh, I'd go back there in a heartbeat, you know, like, oh, those summers were the best, or like whatever. So I think it's harder to like write and make something like a story like this interesting at this like age range. I guess it takes a super genius, I can solve any math equation, to do it. But I think it's more of like the conversations he just has with Robin Williams and like
it's the peak
their
of the
breakthroughs
movie,
and stuff that they have. Like that's it.
I'm
like
so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Man.
It's not your fault. Oh, dude, that shit, oh, fuck, man. That shit destroys me. I love Minnie Driver. I love Ben Affleck in this movie. So, the fact that it was written by Matt Damon and Ben Affleck as well. Always an awesome little detail about this movie. It's so funny to see how, like, both Matt Damon and Ben Affleck have become, like, megastars. Like, they are A-listers, you know.
Yeah.
There's an episode of Friends where Joey's an actor, a working actor, and he's trying to figure out what to do next. Like, and Ross suggests that he writes his own role, you know, like quote, those Good Will Hunting guys. And that's like, it's like late 90s when that came out. So it's like, it's just so fascinating to hear like Matt Damon and Ben Affleck referred to as those Good Will Hunting guys.
Damn.
Like they're A-list actors now and massive celebrities and regarded as some of the most talented people in Hollywood. So it's just like, it's so fascinating to see how much has changed in the time since, like, this was like their breakout.
Wow. Yeah,
what a good breakout it was, you know?
They had, I don't know. I guess that makes sense. They wrote the story. They know how, you know, and they can act. That is their main profession. At least it's, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a good combination there. And man, they wrote one hell of a story.
Dude.
I don't know. I don't know what my favorite part, I don't know if it's Robin Williams or Matt Damon. Like, I don't know.
I think there's just a lot of love to go around in that movie, man. Like, they're both so fucking good, and I think that if either one of those roles was played by somebody else, the movie wouldn't be as good, you know? And that's just, I think that's just kind of the case.
Perfect for
not to mention Stellan Skarsgård, who's incredible in that movie.
Man, that movie just has a lot going for it. That is, I don't know, that movie will never get old. That'll never will be like a dry watch. I will cry every time I watch that movie. Pretty guaranteed. Timo's favorite movie of all time, by the way.
Oh, yes, it was.
That's his number one, which is...
I believe it.
Yeah. I could see that being a number one.
I couldn't blame anybody for calling it their favorite movie of all time. It's one of my mom's favorites, you know, like I remember whenever we covered it, because whenever we covered it, that was the first time I watched it, and it was a movie that I watched, it ended, and I watched it again. Like, and those are the only two times I've watched it. I've only watched it those 2 times, and I need to watch it again. But like, It ended, and I started it over to watch it again. Like, that's how good Good Will Hunting was. But I remember after I finished it, I walked out of my room, and I went up to my mom, and I was like, I just watched Good Will Hunting for the first time. I've got like tears in my eyes running down my face. I'm like, I really liked the movie. It was really good. I'm gonna go watch it again.
Yeah, man, that was. I'm glad. I don't know. I'm glad. Like the 52-year journey, like really just opened up so many movies. Like in my.
It's so bizarre too. I look back on some of like the discussions we had around movies, and I'm already like, God, if we did that now, I feel like it'd be so much. Like I feel like I could do so much better at it, and it's just like, and that's why I love doing these different movie projects, like the Director's Spotlight and stuff, and whatever might come next, post comic book movie journey through film, like whatever ends up being the new Friday movie thing. I'm ready for it, whatever might come. So, yeah, no, that was something that was really fun about it. It was just like discovering movies that were classics that I'd never seen before, and that was a lot of those movies, man. There's so much to like in that whole project. And Good Will Hunting, I was kind of like a highlight of a decade, really, the 90s. Like if you go to my Letterboxd, like if you go to like your stats all time, it has your favorite decades. Like what decades have you rated the highest? Like your individual movie scores added up across all and then divided across all those movies. And I don't know if that's only if you've gotten like the pro or whatever.
Pro, yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I don't know
but my highest rated decade is the 90s.
Okay.
I don't know how many movies I've watched from the 1990s. Looks like it's quite a few, but yeah, okay. Looks like 56 films from the 90s I've logged on Letterboxd. And they have an average rating of 4.31 out of 5. Like,
okay.
It's pretty absurd.
I guess I do only have 72 films logged total on Letterboxd. I know
it's only worth it if you're gonna.
I'm doing a top 100 list right now, so I've seen at least 100. I know that much to be true.
Right.
I just haven't been logging on Letterboxd, but yeah, I don't know. I could get it broken down by decade to see how many movies I had in each decade.
Right.
And I'm a new movie watcher. It seems I have a lot more in the most recent decades.
Oh, me as well. I like I said, I love the Letterboxd app, but like you look at the curve there and just the way that it goes up and up and up. I fucking love. Yeah, like I said, I've logged 56 films from the entire decade of the 1990s. I watched 61 films that came out in 2022. You know, like that's
yeah, dang.
Yeah, so like it's just like, and what you'll find as we get up to the top of this list is a bunch of my movies are 2010 and after, and that's because that's what I've watched the most. You know, like I've had the most time with it in my own life, and I think that's like that's
how it's gonna be.
That's how it's gonna be. You know, like I don't think you can knock anybody for not having older movies or anything. And I've got a few that go back a little bit, but not super far. Like I've got one 90s movie in my top 20.
Yeah, like
two 90s movies and an 80s movie, but like.
Yeah, like when people say like you can't knock a like an older movie for like its VFX or anything like that, but it's like kind of a little bit. Like it's not their fault because it was just the time that it is. It's just now we know what's possible. You know, like, and it, like sometimes it's done really well, and you're like, wow, you can appreciate the craft. But then other times it's like, ooh, like that. I like it. I don't know. It's just like it's not like you want it to hurt the movie. But it kind of just.
But you can't help but acknowledge it while
like
you're
it
watching.
Just, yeah, it just kind of does sometimes.
No, but there's I was just thinking about this earlier because there's been a lot of discourse about How I Met Your Mother on my Twitter timeline within the last couple of days about how poorly it's aged. And frankly, it has aged rather poorly as far as like some of the jokes are modernly. They're not in the best taste, but like whenever I watch something that's older, I don't know. I don't look at it as like, oh my God, this is such a terrible thing that they were joking about. I like to think about it as like a time capsule. Like this was acceptable at this time. And that's like bizarre. You know, it's not like, oh no, like, and frankly, like if I guess I'm wired a little differently, you know? So like, it's not like it's, if you're, it's not like those things were ever okay from a sense of morality, but for the times and what was able to pass by a network
television.
Yeah, like that's crazy. I love I like watching shit like that and going to a point. You know, there's other stuff where you're like, okay, well, I'm not gonna fucking no. But yeah, it's just and that applies to all sorts of stuff, VFX and everything. Like kind of seeing what was possible for the time.
Yeah,
and you know, like when it came to our comic book movie journey through film, I always wonder if we were rough on like Batman 66, like if we were unfair to Batman 66.
Maybe and a little bit.
I don't think so. I've watched movies from before 66 now, and I've gone, those are a lot fucking better than Batman 66. It was
kind of shittily made, but I think it was just on, like, that's just kind of on purpose. Like, I think.
Yeah, like, no, like it's part of it. It's part of the camp and everything. But like,
we gave it a 3 critically.
I mean, it's not very good. Like that's the thing, is that like I think that I've watched a lot of movies from before 1966, and I mean, you watched Yojimbo. How much better is that than Batman 66?
That's true.
How much better is 2001: A Space Odyssey in 1968?
All right. Fair enough.
It's pretty bad, you know. Like, and that's the thing. Like, I always have to like rationalize stuff like that, but it's just so
fair enough.
Because it's so interesting to see just how much stuff can shift, and like if you have a budget and how artful you're willing to take it and everything. It's just so interesting to splice all that up. But man, I don't even remember what this started with. But what was your 22?
Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting. The 52-year
journey. That's the movie. That's what it does. Yes. It just gets you to think about life. God damn it.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Life and art and what's beautiful, what is and what isn't. No, I love Good Will Hunting. It's a great fucking movie. Again, another one that if I had watched it more recently would have climbed up my list, but I've only watched it those 2 times in the same night, that one night.
Mm-hmm.
But man, my 22, this is one where I'm interested to see how you might feel about me having it here.
Oh no, do I have to brace for impact?
You might a bit.
Okay.
You might a bit. If not this one, there's another one that I know you will have to.
Oh, this episode?
Yes, this episode.
Oh God.
My 22 and my 20. You might even feel that way about my 21, but my 22 and my 20 I feel fairly confident in. My 22, I have another 52-year journey through film flick. A sci-fi classic in The Matrix, 1999, directed by the Wachowski sisters. Yeah, bit low. It didn't start here. It just found its way down here. It's one of those ones where like when I started the list, it was one of the first things I added. You know, and then as I've watched stuff, it's only fallen a little bit. You know, I don't think I ever had it top 10, but I had it top 15. And there's an epicness to this movie that you just can't deny. I fucking love Keanu Reeves and Lawrence Fishburne and Carrie-Anne Moss. Like it's so fucking cool. You know, and I don't like to make decisions based on this, but this is one that I was very confident you would have higher, and I didn't want to have a ton overlapping in the top. And I was comfortable. I was comfortable letting it drop a little bit for that case, as is the case with another one here in a little bit. But I fucking love The Matrix, man. It's the justification and kind of letting it fall a little bit was that it doesn't emotionally rivet me anymore. It's super fun to watch, super exciting. I love Keanu Reeves, obviously. That's kind of one of our podcasts.
I think we've established that.
Yeah.
I think that's been
safe to say. Y'all know that if you fuck with the pod. Dude, I love this movie, and every single movie on this list I love, but this one's particularly, there are only a few movies on the list where it's just fucking cool, and this is one of those. It's just fucking cool, man. Is that air stuff, you're breathing?
Yeah. Oh, dude. It's like scenes like that. That's the thing about this movie, is there's so many iconic scenes in it. Like the dojo, fighting Agent Smith in the subway, bullet time, fucking like him, fucking iconic camera like technique too. Like they fucking had like it's 40 cameras like taking that.
The technical marvel, dude. It's astonishing.
Saving Morpheus from that tower. Oh my fuck. I'm not one for guns and shit usually. In movies,
in this movie. I don't know. Somebody, please get this man a gun.
I don't know. I'm
gonna need guns.
I mean, the Matrix will come in a bit.
I'm gonna need a gun.
Yeah, I love that movie. Oh my god.
Oh, dude, I love that movie too. And it's like, again, it probably could have climbed a little higher. Again, one that I haven't watched in several months.
Okay.
So that's another reason. If I watched this last night, it's not at 22. That's the bottom line. And that's something that I've acknowledged several times throughout this list.
It's just simply up my vein or up my valley. That it ticks all the boxes for me.
Dude.
So that and that's just what movies are. I mean, like that. It's different for everybody. Our West order's different.
That's what I like. That's one of my favorite things about doing podcasts with you is that we have similar tastes, but we value those things in different ways, which I think is I don't like I can appreciate a podcast where like the hosts disagree on almost every single thing, but like I'm not an argumentative person, I'm not built for that. So like you like what you like, I like what I like. If that happens to overlap, fuck yeah, like I'm not going to convince you that what you like is not the right thing to like, bruh. That's not the case. And The Matrix, we don't got to argue about that. That shit's awesome. That shit's just cool.
Yeah, it's top 10.
I knew it was.
It's top 10. So won't be next week. It'll be the following. In the finale up there.
I don't think this is my only one this episode that you have top 10.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what I have at 22. I also have I've been saving this for several weeks. I have I still have a list in my letterbox that's your top 10 in theory from like from weeks ago. And so far I'm still on the money. I have not. I've still got all the ones that I thought I would, but
okay. Yeah, I mean it hasn't changed. It's been this the whole time. The same 10.
I can't fucking wait. But yeah, no, I love The Matrix. I love it dearly, and
wow. 22, that's still good. That's still really fucking
good.
Oh,
dude, yeah. Like the only reason it falls to here is because it doesn't make me cry. Bottom line. And I have it above two movies that make me fucking sob in Lady Bird and Darjeeling Limited. So like,
yeah. Because you're right. There is no moment like that. It is more of just like,
maybe the first time I watched it, whenever it's like, because the Oracle told me that I would fall in love with the chosen one, and it has to be you because I love you, Neo. Like all that. Like I'm pretty sure the first time I watched that got me to tear up. But no, it's a kick-ass fucking movie, man. And dude, yeah, Neo and Trinity and Morpheus, just you're not getting a better team there than that.
See, Down there. Okay, there it is. Yes, I knew you said it before. And talk about not a movie that makes you cry whatsoever. Quite the opposite of that. This is where, and I don't know if this is a surprise to you. I don't know. Maybe you expected it higher in my list. But this is where it fell. So 21, I have 1980, Stanley Kubrick's The Shining.
Yep, I had it ready for you. I knew.
And at first, I plopped this down at like 10. Like, I was plopping movies down, and I'm like, oh, fuck. It's like my favorite horror movie of all time.
Yeah, right.
It's gotta be up here. Like, it is my favorite horror movie of all time. So, like, it's gotta be top 10. And then, like, movies just kept flowing, and I'm like,
uh-oh.
I mean, yeah, top horror movie of all time, but that can only carry you so far.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it's great. But kind of like the same thing that you're talking about. Is that, like, with The Matrix, like, it doesn't get me to cry, you know? Like, really at all. Like, it just gets me to wonder and freak out a little bit. The end is still a mystery, completely. And, man, I still haven't watched the sequel. God damn it, with Ewan McGregor.
I haven't either, but I'm excited to at some point.
Reminded of that. Every time I think of The Shining now, I'm reminded of that there's another one out there, which is crazy.
Yeah, with Ewan McGregor, no less. That's
fuck?
fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi.
It's Obi-Wan Kenobi. And tomorrow, we're probably going to see some crazy, maybe Obi-Wan Kenobi too. Like,
Possibly.
Big time jump there, probably. Is this? No,
this is this Wednesday.
Only one day. Time jump, I guess. 2 days.
Most people still regard Wednesday as the new Star Wars day anyway. So
True. Anyway, to The Shining, here. Yeah, this, I guess it is my top Kubrick. I was going back and forth, and if I liked, A Space Odyssey or The Shining more. And The Shining just kept winning over and over. Like, I think The Space Odyssey is cool and all, but, like, I don't really have the urge to want to watch it again, anytime soon. But The Shining, I don't know. It's always like, when spooky season comes around, I'm gonna watch The Shining.
Well, yeah, of course.
And then, like, it could be Christmas, or it could be my birthday, or it could be any other random ass time, and I'd be like, oh, I think I could watch The Shining right now. Like, I don't know. I watch it every now and then. It's just, I don't know how many times I've watched it, but it's more than 10, I could comfortably say. And yeah, I don't know. It's just a weird, creepy ass movie. And I like movies that get the adrenaline pumping a little bit, even though I literally am incapable of creating adrenaline in my body.
Yeah, right.
Literally. And I don't know, maybe that gets something going. I don't know. Maybe I do just produce the smallest amount of adrenaline while watching thriller and horror movies. But I don't know. It's just one that's done well. One that is no need for jump scares, no need for simple horror gags. This is just straight psychological thriller, just to the brain, and get your heart racing. You're just built up this whole time. The sets are really cool. The hotel's just really cool.
Dude, it's a gorgeous setting.
The maze, the run in the maze is so creepy. It's always like, I've always been afraid of mazes because of this movie. Like, people are like, I don't know, you always saw them in like really rich people's backyards in cartoons, or like I feel like every mansion had like a hedge maze in the backyard. Like, I don't know why, but they always did. And I was like, I don't know why you'd want that, because it just feels like a horror trap.
Right.
That I'm going to get chased by my dad or somebody, possessed by whatever, I don't know, with a knife trying to kill me. Like, oh my God. Like, I don't know. That's just what I attach to hedge mazes. But yeah, I don't know. Kubrick, although not the greatest man, quite the movie maker, though.
Oh, dude. Fantastic filmmaker.
Mm-hmm.
I love that though. Couple Kubrick in this episode for you then.
Starting off, 2001, and not quite a Kubrick sandwich.
Not quite,
almost
close.
Almost a Kubrick
quite
sandwich.
Quite close. Nah, fuck yeah, I love that. I love The Shining, man. That's one that I rewatched. It was going to be in my 80s, and then I rewatched it, and it shot all the way up to my fucking 40s or 50s. So it took a big leap for me.
I guess this episode was a Kubrick sandwich. Yeah, before I moved Tron Legacy up out of this episode.
Oh, yeah.
It would have been number 20, but no longer is it. Yeah, so it almost a Kubrick sandwich. And with Out of Line, no. I don't think that would have changed Moonrise Kingdom at all, though. Dang. I don't know. The Darjeeling lineup. I don't think it wouldn't have changed that. But man, I'm pissed because at one point I know I had Moonrise above Darjeeling, and we would have lined up perfectly.
Just one little move, and that's all it would have taken. But
no.
Oh man,
Damn.
no. But I'm a go with one of the best movies of the 2010s. Possibly its greatest influence was Your 21. 21 is where I have Jordan Peele's Get Out, 2017.
Is this a fucking movie? Let's see.
Oh, dude, I fucking love Get Out. Daniel Kaluuya is so fucking good in it. Allison Williams is scary as Rose. Bradley, I love Bradley Whitford. So it's just one of those casts that's not like eye popping, say for Daniel Kaluuya, but like Bradley Whitford, I love Catherine Keener. I love Stephen Root. Love Lakeith Stanfield, Lil Rel Howery, Betty Gabriel. Just a bunch of people who are so good at what they do, all under a first-time director who absolutely fucking dominated it. I mean, I gotta guess here. Let me check real quick. I think this is the highest debut film I have of anybody.
Yeah.
Actually, not technically.
Oh.
Not technically. This is top 2 though. Top 2 debut films for me. Yeah, top 2. But the only reason the other one is above it is because it makes me cry like a motherfucker. This one doesn't make me cry. It's just fucking freaky, man. I had the pleasure of rewatching this recently. This was at the bottom of my 20s. It's one of those ones that stayed in the 20s but went all the way up to the top of it. It's actually returning to theaters here in a couple weeks. Might have to go ahead and catch it on the big screen, September 22nd through 28th. It's going to be
watch. Could be nice.
Ooh, could be very nice. Fun with Get Out, man. It's just what a brilliantly constructed movie. That third act, I mean, my fucking God, what an insane direction for this film to have gone, especially the first time you watch it. You know,
there's no guessing that.
No.
There's no way. No way you see that coming first time. Anyone in the theater.
There's no way that anyone's sitting there like, oh, they're going to form the Order of the Coagula and they're going to do some sort of brain surgery on his head to swap just a fucking insane concept, and one that's scary because it's not feasible, but it's like if there was a family of white people who had this ability, they would 100% do it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what's freaky about it. Is that it's just
it unlocked a new fear that shouldn't be a fear. This it shouldn't. That I don't know. Jordan Peele, I love the guy. One of my favorite directors there is nowadays. But he put that idea out into the world, and it's out there forever. And I don't know. I like sometimes things.
Praise be the order of the coagula. Whenever they're doing that shit at the end, I'm like, what the fuck just happened, man?
Nope.
I would have
Nope.
voted for Obama for a third term if it was possible.
Yeah.
The like neoliberal, the neoliberal villain is also an inspired touch where it's like, it's not a conservative, like they're not conservative. They're not a conservative family. It's not that they're racist in that they hate black people. It's that they admire them so deeply that they need to, they need to take their bodies, their overwhelmingly capable bodies, according to them. What a freaky fucking concept, dude.
Yeah. You know, it just goes to remind you that there is every kind of person out there in the world. Of you that you think is crazy and out there, and no way a human could think that way. Someone does out there, probably. Which is, we got 8 billion people on this planet.
Fucking
8
horrifying.
billion people. Holy shit. How do we even know that? You know?
Yeah, true. I've never thought about that.
Can we just take our best guess? Like, could we be at 9 billion and not know it? No way. Like, you could
I think
grow.
we just passed 8 billion, so it was
but like, you know,
I guess there's no way for me to know that personally. They could just be reporting that.
Have you counted? I don't think.
I have not.
But no, like, you go on that World Counter website and you just see the numbers just fly, you know, deaths and births, whatever. It's just a guess. It's just like a rate. You know, it's not like we're literally like taking a counter at every birth that happens, you know. I don't know.
That'd be kind of kick ass if that was like something doctors had to do. They're like, all right, gotta add to this.
One guy's job is to report
just the world
every
counter.
Birth, and then there's one guy that's the death counter. Yeah. Man. No, but yeah, it like, you're right about that. Like, you would expect the family to be like some conservative farm, you know, or like, I don't know, something like that, and just be a lot easier to villainize them. But then, I don't know, it's a much more modern like take, I guess, or like much more.
No, yeah, like it's. I think it's a much more important take to show just how even the good ones can let you down so deeply. At the end, whenever he's like, Rose, give me the keys. He's like, and she's like, I can't find them. And then like they all surround him. He goes, Rose, where are those keys? And she just right here. I'm like, oh, you know, I can't give you the keys, right, babe?
That's insane.
Somebody shoot her in the chest with a shotgun, please.
Yeah. Oh my god. Like, she seems so normal. That's the thing. She seems so normal, and then she got those crazy eyes, and then was never the same. At the end, whenever like it was revealed, she had those like crazy like big eyed, like kind of like,
dude,
like,
that phone scene between her and his boy, wherever he's like, hold on, I'm gonna go ahead and look some up. I'll be right back. Then he mutes himself and he's like, oh, this bitch is lying. That whole thing is fucking incredible. I just and she's like, oh no, you haven't seen him? He left 2 days ago. I haven't heard from him since. And he's like, Rod Williams, TSA.
Goat. Yeah. Talk about a switch up too. Like, you think it's a cop car pulling up.
Motherfucking A.
You think it's just a random cop car. And you're
handle
like,
shit.
Well,
yeah, no.
Fuck. You're like, fuck. You're like, this could not have gone worse.
Yeah,
like,
thank fucking
he's
God.
Totally in the clear, totally innocent, but god damn it, it's a cop. Like, what the fuck? And then thank the Lord. Oh my god.
Rod fucking Williams, baby.
Holy shit.
We should all have a friend like Rod Williams, man. This guy, he held it down for Chris. And I love also that, you know, we were talking about like even the good ones of like the neoliberals kind of taking black bodies. Like whenever he goes to the police, I feel like they made it a point. None of the police officers he talks to are white. And even they don't believe this guy. So I think it's like not all, even the not white cop, if you're still a fucking cop. Damn. You know, like you're still a fucking cop and you're a part of that institution and you can't be good if you're a cop. Like that's like I loved that concept and just like playing with all that. It's just so dark and disturbing and dystopic and fucking incredible, dude. Like every time I watch that movie, I walk away thinking it might be the best American movie of the decade of the 2010s. Like it's just so goddamn good.
Gets you to feel so many different things. It's and like who's that? I think it's one of them. Like what? Like it was the guy that worked, like was on just kind of worked there, like the field. I don't know, but I think like it was revealed that he like, I don't know. I guess I forgot what his story was exactly, but like just running across the field, like sprinting, like at night.
Oh yeah, their grandpa.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's the grandpa.
It's the grandpa, and he lost to Jesse Owens at the Olympics. So he wanted to take a black body so he could be as fast as Jesse Owens. Like that's what he thought was necessitated to be faster than. I promise you, man, you're still not as fast as Jesse Owens, man. Jesse Owens was just the fastest motherfucker alive. That's all.
Boy was booking it across the field, though. I mean, like it was scary. It was just scary.
And the music that was playing. I mean, like, and he also had like the very fundamental run.
Yeah,
kept the arms to the side and stuff. Which is just, I mean, like he could creepy. not have ran in a more white way. I don't think.
Yeah, it was just creepy. I didn't like it. I did not like it at all.
Whenever he's talking to Lakeith Stanfield, and he's like, "Man, it's so nice to see another brother here. Like, what's up?" And his like old ass wife walks over, and she's like, "What's up, honey?" He's like, "Chris was just telling me how much more comfortable he is with my being here." And you're like, "Oh, this guy! What the fuck is up with this guy, man?"
Only if he knew,
It's like the way he describes it to Rod. He's like, "It's like they missed the movement, man." All that, just an incredible fucking movie, dude. And
they missed the movement.
I could watch this movie again and again, like I said, and I'll likely go see it in theaters here in a couple weeks. They've also got the Dark Knight trilogy is getting re-released this weekend for a little $5 tickets at AMC. So I'm seeing that on Sunday. Dark Knight. Very excited about that.
Okay,
but kind of a different topic with the strikes and stuff. Movies are just
they're like
without stuff coming out. They're just like, go ahead and put stuff in there.
Back to the movies. We'll put anything you want on. What you want the Dark Knight? Fuck it. We'll put it on. Fuck you want Barbie again? Here you go. Yeah, like anything, please. Yeah, because I guess like the movie. I didn't think about that. Like the movie companies, they don't like they have no like stake in the streaming or anything. Like it's just they just play the movies. You know, like they just play and sell popcorn and stuff.
Like AMC and fucking.
Damn. Yeah, that kind of. I didn't. That's a party I didn't really think about.
Yeah, they're like, oh man.
Yeah, it's just gonna,
they're like, we just went through COVID. Are you guys really going to do this shit again?
Dang, it just really sucks for them.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, that's funny.
Damn. Wow.
No, but frankly, fucking movie theater employees should strike too. Fuck it. They don't get paid enough to deal with the shit they have to put up with. I mean, my God. Sometimes I'm in a movie theater like, holy fucking shit, you gotta be goddamn kidding me. I always think it would be so cool to work in a movie theater, and then I go to a movie theater, and I'm like, oh God, never mind.
No.
You know?
People just are so disrespectful. Like, it's not even funny. Like, it's like, it's so hard to just walk to the trash can that's on your way out of the movie theater. Like, it is on the way out, and some people still can't even throw it in there. And then you look at the trash can, it's just fucking... It's the biggest pile of fucking trash you've ever seen. It's, like, overflowing, you know?
With trash, yeah.
Like, oh my God. Like, is that just people lazy just throwing it on the counter, just not getting it, like, in the trash can? Or is the actual trash can full under there, too? You know?
I have no idea, man. But it's just like... I just can't believe some of the movie theater etiquette I witness sometimes, but
Endgame, Infinity War changed it forever.
It did, man. And
it's different. Movie theaters I don't know. You have to make yourself known now. Some people have like it's like make your reaction known to people, like, and that's just weird. Like, I don't know, like,
bruh. The shit that really pisses me off is like, if this is where your group of friends was just gonna hang out on a Friday night, why'd y'all spend $15 fucking to do it here? Like, if y'all were just gonna hang out and do what you would have done on a fucking couch at home, which is talk as loud as you fucking can, I don't want you here, man. Nobody does. Go home. And I don't know why you spent money to do it.
That's true. That is weird.
That's why I just don't. I'm like, maybe I treat the movie theater different than some people, but typically when I go to a movie theater, I intend to watch a fucking movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm alone. Maybe I'm alone in that, but like,
I don't think so.
I wouldn't think so either, but my fucking God, is it bad out there sometimes?
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
It's not that I hate all reaction. Especially if you're reacting to the movie, at least you're reacting to the movie. You know, it's when you're talking about some other I will never forget how terrible my experience at Past Lives was. Like, they were laughing, and I was like, what the fuck are y'all laughing at, bro? This is not a funny fucking movie. I was like, so you're clearly talking up there, bro. Like, and you can hear the, but you can't hear what they're saying, which you don't know which is worse, whether you're like just hearing the or literally hearing words. And so but it's just,
yeah, no.
Anyway, I can't wait to see Get Out in theaters here in a couple weeks.
Hopefully we don't have any people like that in there. Hopefully people will just be too gripped by the movie. Hopefully, if anyone's in there. But to top off the 20s, it will be a Wes Anderson movie. And this one, it's 4? Yes, it is 4th. And I feel like it is much higher on yours, if I had to guess. But this is where I have 2021, The French Dispatch, by our good old friend Wes Anderson. And, I mean, I don't know if it's the recency bias for Asteroid City, and that's why it's above it. I don't think so. Every time I ask myself, I'm like, I really don't think so. I think I really do enjoy it more. It's not much higher up. Like, to my next Wes, I guess, is at 15. I guess there is 5 spots. But this one is, The French Dispatch is like, it's different. I don't know, than like his other movies. It's a bunch of different movies, like shorts that are all part of a bigger movie. And like, I don't know, I don't like, it's every individual kind of movie that's in there. I want the full length. Like, I want
an entire movie of that, yeah.
Each of them, which is crazy. And then just how it all ties itself together at the end is just super nice. Like, I don't know, I love that. The first time I watched it, I was a little, I guess, confused as to what was going on. But then, like, on second, like, I don't know, this one is it's just absolutely easy to watch. I could watch this movie all the time. Like, I don't know, it's you get so many different, like, I don't know. I don't like, it's kind of, I wouldn't say like different genres, because it's all kind of like in the same tone ish, but like visually it's different, like from like jump to jump. And it's just more of like the different perspectives, the different people,
different
the characters that we're focusing on. That's like what really changes is the characters, and like, it's just so fun going like from jump to jump, and then being like, where, you know, like the first time I'm like, how does this have to do with anything? You know, I didn't get that it was just each author, like having their own
story.
Their own story. It did not click the first time that I was watching that, and I'm like, what is Wes trying to tell me right now? I'm like, like, what is going on? I'm like, I am missing the cue to this or something like that. But like in like the first time, like I might not have understood that it was just the magazine thing. But like I'm like, God damn, does this movie look great? Like, and like the performances in it are insane. Like this cast is nuts. Like it is. It just like I don't know. It doesn't make sense. Like Wes just does it differently. And ooh, is this? I haven't been checking for Kansas City Film Critics Circle Awards.
I believe this one does have a Kansas City Film Critics Circle
Award. Quite a few. Not 3 BAFTA awards. It indeed the best original screenplay at the Kansas City Film Critics Circle Awards. That's how you know.
It was deserving of that, man. There's a big like debate that has been, I mean, it's been a couple weeks since it was raging on Twitter, but it was like story. What's most important to you when you're watching a movie? Is it the visuals or is it the story? Is it what you're looking at or is it the story that's being told? And obviously, I don't think it's so either or. I think a blend is the most optimal option here. But I think a story with a good story with bad visuals is actually worse than a gorgeous movie with little to no story. You know what I'm saying? And there's a balance there. But this is one of those ones that like vibes over story is kind of what this is. It's just like how you just sit back and you fucking feel this, man. That's all. You know, there was that Christopher Nolan quote that was like, you know, I don't know exactly what it means. What does this mean? And he goes, don't fucking worry, man. Just sit back and enjoy it. Like, that's all, you know, like and that's just, sometimes you got to do that with a movie. And I think this is one of those perfect examples where it's like, you can obviously try to parse through like, oh, how do these connect? What does it mean? What is it? What is this? And, but ultimately what you're going to come to is like, man, that was just fucking cool. You know, that was a good looking movie and it had this rhythm to it that was electric. It's just I fucking love that movie, man. So yeah, it's not this episode. I will not be topping off this episode with the French Dispatch at 20 by any means.
But it is a West movie? Is it a West? Did you say
it is not?
Because you had Life Aquatic. Oh, there's Fantastic. Oh, I just didn't color it because I haven't said Fantastic Mr. Fox yet. I don't know. I like how we're coloring the ones that have already been said.
Yeah, I do too. It's very satisfying. And hey, everybody, if you join my Discord server or our Discord server, you'd have access to this very document that we look at as we do this. It's available on our Discord. So if anybody wants to come through and I fuck with you, I'll let you in. But
there's a lot of pages on there.
There is. I believe it's in the Bloom files.
Yeah.
Yes, the Bloom files. The Penny Bloom master sheet.
It is right there. Yeah, we put a lot of work into this Excel file. That's for sure.
Oh, dude, it's a gorgeous Excel file.
It is. It has been evolving.
And if we're, frankly, we could probably be like way ahead on some other stuff at times, and you'd get spoilers for what we're eventually going to talk about. But
yeah.
That's not the point of them, you know. It's what we it's how we discuss it. That's the point of it. But
it's like an ultimate time capsule as well.
Exactly.
Like, can look back at all this stuff. But yeah, okay. Well, I topped it off. I got my 10 done. French Dissy. I don't know why I went there. French Dispatch.
French Dissy.
To top it off. What?
I got this is another one in that Matrix vein.
Oh yeah, that's right. You said it would be 22.
The other one that I am confident will not be for a couple weeks on year one.
I think I already know.
This is the top of one of those directors. I've had 2 of his movies so far. This is the third. This is where I have 2014's Interstellar.
That's
directed by Christopher Nolan.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay to have a wrong opinion. No, I'm kidding. It is. Yeah. No, you are right in that this will be much, much later on. Yeah.
No, man.
I don't know. I guess I could talk about this movie. I could probably do a college course over this movie.
Yeah, right. Dude, I fucking love it, man. It's so emotionally riveting at so many points. I think it's probably Matthew McConaughey's best work. I love Anne Hathaway in it. I think that Hoyt van Hoytema's photography of this movie is it's one of his best. It's one of his best. I think I think I'd put it top 3 Hoyt for me. Top 3 Hoyt van Hoytema. I've already said Oppenheimer, and I'm yet to say my top 1 Hoyt van Hoytema photography experience. But we will get there next week, probably. But Interstellar, man, it's
Hans Zimmer in there
Hans
as well.
Zimmer. This is far and away. This is far and away Hans Zimmer's best score ever, and I think it's the last great score he's done.
It's it's so good. Oh, that score is so good. Oh my god. There's so many different feelings. I'll listen to that score. That is a movie where I know exactly the scene that is playing out with the songs that are on there. Like I'm like it just gets me to think about it. Like the score alone can get me to be like, "Oh, well, I'm watching Interstellar again tonight. It's happening again." Yeah. I don't know how many times I've seen this movie. I don't know.
Been quite a few for me.
It's been a lot. It has been a lot for I.
It's kind of in a similar spot for me as Wolf of Wall Street, where it's kind of like a once a year sort of thing every year since I've seen it. For the first time. Yeah, I've only logged it twice on Letterboxd, once in February of 2022 and then once again in July of 2023. July 24th, by the way, which means I saw it like right before or right after Oppenheimer.
Yeah, man, it's been probably in the 20s, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'd say the higher teens, but maybe 20s, if I had to throw a number at it.
I like that. That. It's
I don't know. There's no better fusion of just nerd shit.
Yeah, everything you love.
A love story. I mean, there's. Man. Oh my god! I don't know. I can't. I just every time I watch it, I'm expecting it one time, like maybe eventually, I'll be like, oh, I don't notice anything more about this movie that I didn't notice the first time, and that I just make more. It happens every time. I'm like, what the fuck? How is like? And I could just be reading way too deep into it. I probably am, but like it's. I don't know. There's just like little things that I find every watch that I'm like, oh my god. It makes me think of the movie in a whole different way, and then I'm like, oh my god, now I have to think of this and this and this, and it keeps going. It keeps snowballing. The movie's only gotten better for me. It literally won a Nobel Prize. Holy fuck, in physics. Like they literally made the most accurate simulation of a black hole ever for a movie. Because Christopher Nolan demanded it.
Yep.
That we need to show the people the real shit. You wouldn't actually see anything. It is a black hole. It is the point. Right. Light doesn't escape. You wouldn't see anything. But it's movie magic. And Dude, I guess you can still see it from a certain angle. I guess we would see something like this.
In theory. Nah, man.
Anyway,
I just adore it, man. It's one of those things that like it doesn't work for everybody, which I didn't realize, but it's not. No, it's kind of either you love it or you just can't stand it, which is kind of bizarre to me. I can't understand fully not enjoying this movie, but I guess I can see where someone might be coming from. I've heard the critiques, and I'm like, yeah, if you're a logician over here, maybe you won't like this movie, but like a
lot of science, like there's a lot of science in there. Like, I mean, and at some point, like, I don't know, people just kind of tone out science in movies. Like, it's like, well, it's a movie, it'll all be figured out. Like, I don't need to know how this is going to work or think like, because like that's the thing, the actual like the more you know about space and stuff like that, I feel like that it makes Interstellar a better movie. Like knowing the consequences of all of this stuff. Like people don't think about time dilation. That's not a thing that any human thinks about on the day to day. Like if I go to this planet, I'm going to be, it's 8 hours back on Earth, or whatever it happened to be, 1 hour or whatever, 8 years. 1 hour is 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
But like I don't know, they obviously there's stuff in there that's dramatized and made for the story, but a lot of it is just very, very real science, which is really cool. They did their homework on a lot of stuff.
And I see a lot of people say stuff about how like the love twist at the end, where it's like that being what it's about, kind of derails what the movie had been up to that point. But I disagree wholeheartedly. I think that that's, if we're watching this movie for the fucking lecture, go to a fucking lecture, man. Like, go.
Love Tars.
Love Tars.
It's
all
about love. That movie, oh my god, the best parts of the movie are about love. The science stuff is cool, and it's flashy. It's cool. The best parts of that movie are the love stuff. Like when Brant is talking about, like, I do want to go to this planet because the smallest shred of a doubt, like the smallest possibility of possibly seeing his face again is enough to get me to do it. And love is pulling me across the whole fucking universe to go do this. So I don't know. We don't understand it. Maybe there is something behind it. And then, the two guy scientists are just like, all right, so chart a course for the other planet.
It turns out she was right too. So that's fucking funny.
She's actually right. And then I think it's a beautiful ending,
I think so too, man.
No need for a second movie either. I'd love it just because, the world they build is pretty, I think that it's just pretty cool. It would literally just be raising a new human colony, so I don't really know what the movie, there's nothing that's gonna, stand up to the twists and everything that happened in the first one. I don't know how you'd really do that again. So, there's no, I don't really push for an Interstellar 2, even though how much I love it. It's perfect the way it is. I don't need any more. And
no, I'm with you. It just the only reason it falls to this is to 20 is just because it doesn't have the rewatch value for me that it seems to have for you. I do enjoy revisiting the movie, but I do find it. I have to be in the mood. This is not one of those ones where it's like, you want to watch Interstellar? I could say no to that question, depending on the day. It's a long one, and
I turn it down. Even.
Oh yeah,
it is a long one. It is a commitment you got to make. That's for sure.
And I want to lock all the way in. I want to lock.
That's a movie you gotta lock into to really get the most out of it. So yeah.
It just doesn't have quite as much revisit value as some of the other ones that I have here. And when we get into the top 20, that's a really, really high determining factor for making the top, is the emotions it evokes out of me and how much I can just watch it and watch it and watch it and watch it and watch it.
Oh my god, we have 2 episodes left. Oh my god, we are in the tens.
Yep, we got 11 through 19 next week. We're gonna shorten it up.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yes.
Yes.
We're gonna shorten it up next week and just do 9 films next week, so that we can have a nice, sexy top 10 in the
need that
in the finale there. Very, very excited for that. Yeah, man, I'm ecstatic. I've got some good fucking movies in my 10s, man, and it's getting there. I'm like, there's still a few that I know we have in common that have not been said, so that's cool. That's always fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think we have 5 in common, maybe 6. That have not been said by either of us. So we have a few that overlap in the top 20. It's just a matter of where they fall within that. And I'm very excited to find out. But Yeah, man, I'm loving this project, and I already can't wait to revisit it at some point in the future because, like I've said, between every week, there's been new movies I've watched that I would 100% be adding into this.
Yeah. Movies are great.
Movies are so fucking good, man.
There's too many good ones.
I love a fucking movie. I do love a fucking movie.
Maybe we'll do like a top 20 worst movies of all time. You know, I don't know how many actual shit movies.
I don't know that I could even, or I don't even think I could. I don't even think I have a top 20 least favorite. Just like viscerally, I watched once.
Oh, I never hated that movie. I've never done that. I've never I've never done that before.
I'm just not built for that. I saw something on Twitter the other day that was like half-star reveal on Letterboxd, and it was like 12 movies, and it was bait. It had to have been bait, but like a bunch of people were like responding with their half-star ratings on Letterboxd. I don't have a single half-star rating on Letterboxd. That's not something I do. Like even Catwoman, which I didn't love. I gave at least a star, bruh. Like a half star? What are we doing here?
Damn. That's bad. You gotta hate that movie. You gotta like actually come away like offended or something.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure one of the ones on that list was like Oppenheimer, so I was like, okay, so you can't take this person seriously.
Okay. Yeah. Profiteering off the war still. I don't know, like I've heard people say that. Like, get over it. Stop using World War II as an IP, you know, like stop making money off of tragedy. And it's like, what the fuck? Like,
it's a time in history that is so fascinating to examine. And it's about, I don't know, man. It just pisses me off. But, yeah, man. That does conclude that, though, for us. And that's, the 20s are behind us, and we got the top 19 to go.
Oh, my God.
Oh my God.
And then on to Scorsese, dude.
Scorsese.
Is it Scorsese? I've heard Scorsese.
Scorsese is the more popular way to say it, to be sure. But who knows, man. We are 3 weeks away from the Scorsese beginning. We're doing The King of Comedy on October 4th. We've got 6 movies slated in anticipation of Killers of the Flower Moon. We're going to do the King of Comedy October 4th, After Hours October 6th, Casino October 11th, Gangs of New York October 13th, Shutter Island October 18th, and The Irishman October 20th. And then the Killers of the Flower Moon is slotted for October 25th. We got a lot to look forward to, and I am so excited to do that. But in the meantime,
Wes Anderson drop in there.
Yes, we will. September 27th. Be on the lookout for the wonderful story of Henry Sugar, which we will be obligated to cover, as you know, once we've covered everything an artist has done, such as Wes, such as Greta. I guess we do have one Greta left that we can go back and, if we ever want to cover nights and weekends, we got that in the bag. But as far as her solo stuff, you know, if we've covered everything you have, I kind of want to cover everything you're gonna have. You know, I think that's kind of what I want to do.
Sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have some Wes. Whatever Wes is doing, we're gonna talk about it. That's a guarantee. But yeah, in the meantime, until Scorsese here in a few weeks. Next Wednesday, we continue with the 10s, 19 through 11. And I'm very, very excited for that. And then top 10 is in 2 weeks from today. We continue our comic book movie journey through film this Friday with Spider-Man 3, where we'll be joined by Michael Muehlberger, who has joined us for Batman Forever, Spider-Man, and Spider-Man 2. So that's very, very exciting. We will continue the comic book movie journey through film next Friday and conclude the second season of the comic book movie journey through film, if you will, with Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. And then next Monday, we continue Winter is Blooming, a Game of Thrones rewatch podcast with Season 5, Episode 5, titled Kill the Boy. And I'm so very excited for that. But Yeah. With that, if you would, head to patreon.com/PennyBloomPod, where you'll find over 50 hours of exclusive content, including any and all discussions on Ahsoka. I also just saw Bottoms this weekend. So like I said at the top of the episode, and I am writing a review for that here in the next couple of days, if not already having done it. So that'll be there for the $1.50 tier. $1.50 tier will get you written content. $3 will get you the written content plus audio content, which is what Ahsoka conversations have been. You get early access to any comic book movie stuff that we have already recorded. And I'm assuming since we're taking quite the break from releasing them, that Patreon is about to get flooded with some comic book movie content. You know, we got Iron Man slated as the first one back post the Scorsese director spotlight.
MCU.
And who knows how early that could be up on the Patreon. But yeah, we got a lot planned, and I'm so very excited. If you would, head to Twitter, follow at PennyBloomPod, follow on Instagram at PennyBloomPodcast. Remember to leave a 5-star rate and review wherever it is you might be listening, and to stand in solidarity with SAG-AFTRA and WGA in their struggle against the studios. Fuck a scab and fuck anybody who disagrees. They deserve their money, man. They're working hard on the shit that we watch, and if you watch it on a streaming service, they're not making any fucking money from that. And that's how most shit gets watched. So it only makes sense that they get paid for it. I think that shouldn't be a hot take. But yeah, with that, I was Colton Robertson. I was joined by Joseph George. Thank you very much, homie.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, and it is always a pleasure to have you. And since we had 3 each, I'm going to leave us with this. Peace, love, and bloom. And always praise Wes Anderson.